And right here at home today against the same opponent, we'll see if we're going to get more of the same.
Yes, it is an opportunity here now with the home fans and the short porches of Red Wilson Field to really put up a crooked number in this one. We will be right back with lineups, first pitch, and the national anthem. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. The Red Sox have taken the field along with some Little League fans as well. They get set to take a little bit of infield. A nice gesture there from the YD Red Sox, getting the local Little Leagues involved. Quick look at the lineup. That Hyannis is going to roll out today. Anthony Servideo, we saw him in the leadoff spot yesterday. He will lead off once again. Rowdy Jordan bumps up in the lineup. He hits second. He is in right field. Trevor Hoover remains in that 3-hole. The Sun Devil, he will be in left once again. Hunter Goodman enters the lineup. He will be DHing tonight out of Memphis. Edward Julian bats fifth. Third baseman. Saw him yesterday's game. Jared DeSantelo moves down in the order in the place of Rowdy Jordan as he is at first base tonight. Jackson Olsen, another Harbor Hawk we did not see in yesterday's contest, will hit seventh. Bryce Teodosio came in as a pinch hitter, will hit eighth. And Adam Hackenberg will round out the order, hitting ninth off of one of the newer YD Red Sox. Jack Wold's teammate at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, Ryan Hare.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Hare has to bring to this Red Sox order. He was 8-4 with a 3.52 ERA in this spring at UNLV. He almost had a no-hitter this season in late March against New Mexico, so he's got some decent stuff. Christian Wanders has had nothing but positive things to say about what he's seen from him so far. A clean delivery from the right side, and we're going to see it in full form here today on the 4th of July. A beautiful day for America's birthday here in South Yarmouth.
Hare's getting his warm-up, tosses in as now we take a look at the defense behind Ryan Hare in this one. Noah Campbell starts the day in left field tonight. Brad Beasley is in center. Jake Palmer rounds out the outfield in right. Left side of the infield, Riley King and Wyatt Young, as it has been for a few games running now. Gavin Dugas and Jack Wold make up the right side of the infield, and Noah Cardenas is putting down the signs for Ryan Hare this evening. As my partner TJ Matthewson said, it is an absolutely gorgeous day for baseball here in South Yarmouth. The sun is shining, and we hope your 4th of July has been a blast, and we hope to make it a little bit more fun here tonight. It was a 13-1 victory for these Red Sox against the Harbor Hawks last night at McKeon Park. A whole host of offense, home runs from Eric Tolman, Austin Wells, extra base hits up and down the order. RJ Yeager, 3 hits. It was an overall slugfest for this Red Sox team. They look to have much of the same success today. And on the mound, Jack Leftwich did well, set the table for this YD pitching staff en route to only 1 run allowed. And as TJ said in the open, it was in the 8th inning. Servideo now steps in and gets ready to lead things off here in South Yarmouth. Just a couple minutes after our slated 5 o'clock start time. Hare sets at the eyes and now delivers the first pitch, and it's a fastball high. First pitch at 5:02, and it's 1-0. Good crowd on hand here at Red Wilson Field. The 1-0. That one is skied left-hand side. Riley King giving it a look. Austin Wells going over, but it will drop harmlessly foul. 1-1.
And I like the consistency from the Red Sox lineup. They never let up scoring. They scored 3 in the first, then went scoreless in the second and the third, and then proceeded to go 1 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh, 3 in the eighth, and 1 in the ninth. So constantly putting pressure on the Harbor Hawks pitching staff to shut them down, and they never did.
Here's the 1-1. Grounded lazily to second. Dugas over to Wold, and there's the first out of the inning. It really was an onslaught from this YD offense yesterday. And Brian and I talked about it in the open. What kind of production could Scott Pickler get from the bottom part of his order? It's been a part of the order that has struggled a little bit recently, not getting a ton of production. It started to become a little bit top-heavy, but not the case at all in yesterday's contest.
Yeah, yesterday the bottom of the order was spectacular. We have Jake Palmer reaching base 5 times. His on-base percentage now near 500 on the summer. And a good day for RJ Yeager, too.
First pitch to Rowdy Jordan is outside for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Yeager, a guy who came into yesterday really struggling, comes out, has 3 hits, 2 RBIs, scored a run as well. A real feel-good for him their day before 4th of July here tonight.
The 1-0. Upstairs for a ball, 2-0. It is always interesting, TJ, when you are so heavily favored in a game you're expected to do well, a game you're expected to score a bunch of runs. Whether or not that actually gets executed remains to be seen, but YD left nothing to chance very early in that one. Here's the 2-0 to Jordan. Bout goes flying towards the bleachers off the right-hand side. And it's an emphatic strike one, 2-1.
We saw that happen yesterday with Austin Wells. It's a little muggy out today. If you step outside, for those of you at home, stepping outside, it's like stepping into a sauna, just standing out there during batting practice. Everything, the air just feels heavy and hot, so it leads to some slippery hands and slippery batting gloves, and that might be the first example right there.
Currently 81 degrees according to my iPhone weather app, but it feels like 85. Humidity at 67%. Jordan back in, facing the 2-1. And that one's a fastball upstairs, and the count runs to 3-1. This was a Hyannis team that didn't have a base runner until the bottom of the 3rd inning in yesterday's contest. Didn't have a hit until the 4th. Once again, the bat goes flying, and this time looked like it might have cleared the dugout there as Jordan goes down swinging.
I think Rowdy Jordan's going to need some more pine tar next time he comes up. And that bat went twice. The bat just looked like it got yanked out of his hands and thrown towards the Hyannis dugout.
Gonna switch the batting gloves and get back in there, and the count's full, 3-2.
I mean, man, it's rare you see that once in a game from one player, but it happens on back-to-back swings. Gonna definitely lather up the pine tar there as he's coming back to the plate.
So now Jordan's set to step back in with his hands hopefully a little bit stickier. Full count. Jordan now will step back in, the Mississippi State product. Here's the payoff pitch from Hale. And it's a breaking ball downstairs. It came in at the shins. And Hyannis off to a much better start with their first base runner here with just 1 out in the first.
And Rowdy Jordan, he picked up his first base hit of the season last night, went 1 for 4 with the strikeout. But a guy who struggling as much as he is at the plate, and you feel like that one did not miss by much on the inside edge, but would have been interesting to see. Hare probably was intending that, trying to get that over the inside corner, but ended up missing.
So Trevor Hauver steps in. Looking to advance the runner. First pitch to him is a called strike on the outer half. It's 0-1. Hauver yesterday 0 for 3 with a walk. Hare a couple checks on Jordan at first. Now set at the belly button out of the stretch. 0-1 is a breaking ball that dips low. It's 1-1. Hauver on the year now at .218. 12 hits and 55 at-bats. 2 doubles, 1 home run, 9 RBI, and now up to 12 walks on the season. Pickoff play, nothing doing. Jordan back easily with a dive. Not a lot of wind here at Red Wilson Field today. The flag just barely dances in the breeze.
This weekend, I believe this weekend, Saturday.
Here's the 1-1 from Hare. That one's outside and it's 2-1. Hyannis, of course, currently at 3-14-1 now after the loss to these YD Red Sox last night. Their run differential has dipped to minus 67 after the 12-run loss, and it just keeps getting worse for this Harbor Hawk team.
Bring this family up. One's down the door.
2-1 now the count.
What's that?
Infield at double play depth. So that one's a fastball in the outer half, and it evens the count at 2-2.
How about DD tape? Blue home. Blue back. Blue home.
This is Hare's debut for the Red Sox. Was activated a few days ago when Boyd Vanderkoy left. 2-2 pitches outside, and it's a full count again. Back-to-back full counts for the Hyannis 2 and 3 hitters. Hare, a couple checks on Jordan at first. And here's the payoff pitch. Jordan's running. That one's smoked into center field. Beasley crashing, and that'll get down right in front of him, and that's a base hit. So quickly, 2 runners on here for Hyannis as the offense is off to a much better start than how they fared yesterday.
From the University of Memphis, number 23.
Jack Leftwich worked a very effortless 1-2-3 inning in his first inning of work.
Yeah, and that time Harvard not getting too much of that, but able to find some outfield grass in left center. The hit and run was on. Jordan got a good jump from first. He had to pause at second, make sure that ball dropped in front of Brad Beasley in center, which it ended up doing, and the Harbor Hawks are in business.
Hunter Goodwin now steps in as he first pitch swinging and waves over the top of an off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1. Big-time RBI opportunity for Hyannis in this one early. It's a team that struggles to score one with the golden opportunity here. Here's the 0-1. That one off the inside corner, and it's 1-1. A little bit of command issues here for Ryan Hare in this one. Struggling to locate a couple of his pitches early. Back-to-back full counts. The 1-1. Big swing and a miss again. Goodwin can't recognize the off speed, and it's 1-2. Runners on first and second. Just one down here in the top of the first inning here at Red Wilson Field. The 1-2. Breaking ball skied foul and over our heads. Everyone will reset and do it again. Double play gets Hare out of the inning. Wyatt Young, Gavin Dugas, the double play combo today. Dugas stands nearly on top of second base, holding on Jordan. One and two. Swung on and missed on the high fastball, and that's the second out of the inning.
It's been a struggle this season for Goodman at the plate. Yeah, he leads the Harbor Hawks in home runs with 2 and RBIs with 13, but he's struck out a lot. He's now struck out 19 times without reaching first base on a free pass. He has yet to walk this season.
2 down now in the inning as Edward Julian steps in. He was just activated yesterday and thrown right into the lineup. Went 1 for 4 in his debut. First pitch to him is just outside, and it's 1-0. Julian, the Quebec native, plays his baseball for Auburn. 1-0. Now one handcuffs Cardenas behind the plate. It's low and away. 2-0. Once again, Ryan Hare finds himself behind a Hyannis hitter, and with a lineup that's struggling, TJ, you don't want to give out free passes ever, but especially when you are capable and very easily can get out, you don't want to just issue free passes. 2-0. That fastball paints the outside corner, and it's 2-1.
The Hare was pretty good at controlling the zone this past spring at UNLV. He walked just 24 batters and almost 80 innings pitched. He's just been a little erratic, missing here and there off the plate so far. He's rising up his pitch count. It's at 23 already here in the first inning.
Hasn't been easy, but he can come out unscathed, and he will, as that one's lazily chopped back up to the mound. Hare will toss over to Wold, and Julian is retired very easily, 1-3. So Ryan Hare works around the two base runners, the walk and the single, to throw a scoreless first half inning. YD's had to take their first hacks of the game on the other side of this break. We'll be right back on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. YD set to come to the plate here on this 4th of July. Hyannis stranded a pair in the first frame. The score is still 0-0. Wyatt Young trots to the box, leading the Cape Cod Baseball League in hitting, entering today at 378. Flip-flopped with the second place man, Nick Martinez. Young batting from the left side. It's become Scott Pickler's go-to as the everyday shortstop here for YD this season, as he steps in to face Tyler Mattinson. First pitch is cut on and fouled back, and it's 0-1. Wyatt Young setting himself up to be an all-star this season, as he continues to just quietly go about his business and perform. The 0-1 pops up a bunt, and that one might have eyes. It's going to sit, and that's going to be a base hit. So a bit of an unorthodox bunt single there for Wyatt Young as he popped it up, but it just landed in no man's land on the infield grass, and it's a leadoff base hit.
So Wyatt Young did the same thing last night in Hyannis. He squares around a bunt. He gets a pitch at his eyes. Last night, he went after it. He ends up popping out to first base. This time, he's able to get it over the pitcher, Madison, in between him and the second baseman, Jackson Olsen. And with the good speed of Young, by the time Olsen can get there, Wyatt Young's already at first base.
So now Campbell will step in. It was the same 1-2-3 of the YD order from yesterday that produced 3 runs before recording an out. As Campbell smokes one into left field, and just like that, same story as last game. The Red Sox have Wyatt Young and Noah Campbell on, with Austin Wells coming to the plate with nobody down.
Noah Campbell, he can just swing it from the left side. The swing is just so pretty. With great great control of the zone. The swing covers a lot of the plate. He's comfortable driving the ball the other way as he did right there into left field for another base hit for him.
So now Austin Wells steps in at 328 on the year, just qualified for the batting title, and paces the Cape League in both home runs and RBI. And he kind of a half swing there on the first offering, and it's 0-1. Wells, of course, got the scoring started for YD in their contest yesterday with the 3-run shot the other way. And we all said probably his most impressive of the 5 home runs he's hit this season. 0-1. That one skips in the dirt. No advance from either runner, and it's 1-1.
This is good stuff, getting a start against Tyler Madison, who's been one of the only good arms the Harbor Hawks, or one of the only arms that has played well for the Harbor Hawks this season, a 3.85 ERA entering today. He had one good start, one bad start so far in this Cape League season. Got roughed up kind of in his first start back in June, had a much better second start.
4 earned runs in 9 1/3 innings for Mattinson. It's a 3.86 ERA. 1-1. Home plate umpire says yes, he did. That's Jeff Menzel behind the plate. The other 2 umpires joining him are Sam Finn at first base and Rick Emerson at second. Austin Wells now finds himself down in the count 1-2. Young and Campbell both take their leads, neither being held on. The 1-2 to Wells. Fouled back and off the tree to our left. And it remains 1-2.
If there's one thing that Wells has struggled with this summer, it's been the strikeouts. Yes, he's hitting for a lot of extra base hits. He's hitting for the high average as well. He's walking quite a bit, but he's second in the Cape in strikeouts with 20.
1-2 now the count. The wind is slightly picked up, blowing out to left. 1-2. Rolled on the ground right side, and that'll get through for a base hit. Pickler's waving in Wyatt Young. There will be no throw, and he is in with the slide, and YD once again scores first. It's an RBI single for Austin Wells.
And unlike last night, it's not the extra base hits here in the first inning. 3 straight singles. That one from Austin Wells could have been a routine out if the second baseman, Jackson Olsen, was shaded a little bit more in the hole. He was not. He was shaded over towards second base. That allowed that ball to leak into right field and get YD on the scoreboard first here at Red Wilson.
So with that, Austin Wells puts himself firmly atop the RBI charts here on Cape Cod with 16. Was in a 3-way tie. Now Riley King steps in with still 2 down and no one on. He squares to bunt and is unable to get it down as it rolls foul for a ball, rolls foul 0-1. Riley King been nothing but consistent for Scott Pickler. Power numbers haven't been there yet, but at 333 through 11 games. 5 for 15. That's a called strike on the outer half, and it's 0-2. Campbell on second, Austin Wells on first. Still nobody down as YD once again looking to put up a crooked number in their first ABs of the ballgame. The 0-2. King swings and misses and chases the outside fastball, and that's the first out of the inning.
Batting fifth.
So now Jack Wold will step in,
University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
looking to give his UNLV teammate a bigger lead to work with.
Wold.
Still an RBI opportunity for YD with Campbell in scoring position. Still just 1 down here in the inning. Wold batting from the left side. First pitch swinging is Jack Wold, and he misses. It's 0-1. Madison comes set. Now delivers. That one's in there at the bottom of the strike zone, and it's 0-2. Still only one down here in the inning. YD pushed one across, looking for more. 3 straight singles led off the ball game. Austin Wells, the third of the 3, with an RBI single, scoring Wyatt Young. Wold goes back up the middle, and that could be 2. 1, 6, 3. And Madison rolls the double play to get him out of the inning. So not the same as the 3 spot that the Red Sox put up yesterday, courtesy of an Austin Wells 3-run home run. Instead, 3 straight singles nets them a run. We head to the top of the second. It's 1-0 Red Sox here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the second inning here. First pitch is roped right back up the middle, and that's a base hit. Thankfully, Ryan Hare able to get out of the way. Leadoff runner on for the Harbor Hawks.
The second baseman from the University of Hartford, number 9, Jackson Olson.
Jackson Olson will now step in. 275 on the year. He plays second base tonight. Hyannis in their road blue jerseys with the orange lettering. White pinstripe socks. Olson squares to bunt, but looks at a strike, and it's 0-1. YD in the home all whites. The red lettering, Red Sox across the chest. Reminiscent of that of the Boston Red Sox. The all red caps tonight. 0-1 is high and wide, gets Cardenas out of his squat, and it's 1-1. Second inning in a row, the Harbor Hawks have had a base runner on in this one to start the ball game. They're finding, relatively speaking, more success early against Ryan Hare than they fared against Jack Leftwich last night. 1-1. That one is skied into right field. It's pushing Palmer back towards the wall, and he'll make it right, the catch right in front of the wall for the first out of the inning. Those are the dangerous ones here at Red Wilson Fields, those things that look like a routine fly ball, and all of a sudden the outfielder's at the warning track, TJ. It just seems like at any given point in time you get the right gust of wind and it's out.
Yeah, if there was a gust of wind, that one probably carries over the right field fence, but you mentioned it in the first inning, not a whole lot of breeze going on here today. So that one just dies up in the air and falls right in front of the fence, and Palmer's able to make the catch.
Bryce Teodosio steps in now at a 133 clip this season as he grounds one through the hole on the left-hand side, and that's a base hit. The Harbor Hawks once again have runners on first and second and one down.
The catcher from Clemson University.
So now the 9-hole hitter, Adam Hackenberg, will step in. Having a solid start to his Hyannis campaign, 7 for 24. It's good for a 292 average. 1 home run, a couple RBI. And he stands in with a chance to tie this game Hyannis just down a run with the runner in scoring position. First pitch to him is absolutely skied straight up behind home plate. Cardenas going back near the fence, and he makes the catch. Had to battle the fence and where it comes out just a touch behind home plate, but stayed focused, tossed the mask aside, and made the play nearly straight back from home plate.
Made that one look routine in warm-ups. You call that a shooter, but he did a great job. That ball's right over. You got to keep track of it as he's spinning around. Also got to keep track of the fence, but he made it look routine, able to make the catch there for out number 2.
So now Servideo stands in now. Average now sits at 100. He's 4 for 40 this season as he looks at the first pitch. It's called strike 0-1. The count to Anthony Servideo. Hare comes set, now delivers. It's a breaking ball that just misses the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Two on, 2 down for Hyannis in this one. Hare comes set once again. That one's a fastball wide, and it's 2-1. Twice now, Hare has allowed 2 base runners to reach, looking to work around it for the second consecutive inning. Hare checks the runner on second. Now delivers the pitch. 2-1. Downstairs, and it's 3-1. That pitch for Hare was pitch number 31. In this one already through 1 2/3 innings. So you wonder how long Scott Pickler will let him go in his debut with the pitch count continuing to rise. Excuse me, pitch 34. Game Live just updated. Pitch 35 is in there for a called strike. Full count now to Anthony Servideo, grounded to second his first time up. Gavin Dugas at second, waits on the outfield grass. Wyatt Young shaded over nearly behind second base, a massive gap on the left side of the infield. 3-2 runners go, and it's high for ball 4, and the bases will be loaded for Rowdy Jordan.
The right fielder from Mississippi State University, number 7, Rowdy Jordan.
Baker's dozen, that's a dirty dozen.
So Rowdy Jordan now steps in, drew a walk in his first at bat of the game.
I'll tell you what, you look at the
And he stands in the golden opportunity for Hyannis. Bases loaded, but 2 down. Hyannis does have 1 grand slam on the year. Came in the game against Falmouth. First pitch, chopped lazily at the plate.
Yes, he is.
And they'll call that fair. Cardenas just picks it up, and he's standing right on home plate, and that'll end the inning. So about the exact opposite thing that I'm sure Hyannis was looking for in that situation. Some very weak contact results in a very easy force out. It's still 1-0 Red Sox. We head to the bottom of the second on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. half of the second inning here. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Red Sox. Brad Peasley, Jake Palmer, and Noah Cardenas to take their hacks against Tyler Mattinson.
Leading off the center
Got out of a jam with only allowing the one run in the first, inducing the 1-6-3 double play off the bat of Jack Wold to end the frame. First pitch to Beasley. The fastball pumped in there on the outer half. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Beasley is chopped to third base. Julian will make the throw across the diamond, and that's the first out of the inning, 5-3. Julian was playing on the edge of the grass, made that play very easy to make, got a nice clean high hop before firing over to DeSantelo at first. And now Jake Palmer will step in. Palmer, of course, the guy we mentioned in the open, had an outstanding day at the plate yesterday. Was on base all 5 times he came to the plate. Huge day for the on-base percentage. Was walked 3 times, was hit by a pitch, and singled. First pitch to him is downstairs, 1-0. And Palmer, a guy who hasn't seen a ton of action in the lineup for YD over the last week or so, rewarded for his good day at the plate and defensively by getting back-to-back starts here. Madison comes set, now delivers. 1-0 pitch is outside, and it's 2-0.
And this is the eye he was showing yesterday when he reached base. 5 separate times. He walked 3 times. He was hit by a pitch, and he also singled. But that on-base percentage, despite him just hitting just 200 so far this summer, almost up at 500.
2-0 pitch is an easy take for Palmer. It's 3-0.
That's what he did all spring, too, at UC Irvine. An on-base percentage well over 400. Not going to smack a whole bunch of home runs, but he does know how to get on base.
3-0. Taking all the way, and it's 3-1. Take sign will be off now. Count 3-1. Noah Cardenas waits on deck. The 3-1. Chopped on the ground through the left side, and that's a base hit. So make it 6 straight plate appearances on base for Jake Palmer, and the Red Sox have a runner on first and 1 down.
Takes advantage of the third baseman, Julian, playing about even with the grass there at third, and a wide open hole in the 5.5 slot between the shortstop and the third baseman, and just puts that ground ball right through it.
Palmer has good speed, waiting on first base. Noah Cardenas steps in now, the catcher from UCLA. Palmer's running. It was a hit and run, and Cardenas was forced to spoil a very bad pitch at its own 1. The hit and run was executed to perfection yesterday by the Red Sox. Was Wyatt Young took off, and R.J. Yeager put one through the hole right where the second baseman was crashing from. Young easily able to go first to third on that play. Palmer's going again. It was a fumble from Hackenberg, and that cost him as Palmer's in there safely.
Just the slightest bobble from Hackenberg as he went to transfer that from his mitt to his hand. He had to double pump, and in just that fraction of a second, it's all Palmer needed to get in there in time.
Hackenberg might have been able to get him had he gotten the ball out of his glove cleanly. It was a great throw down to second base, but unfortunately there was the bobble, and now YD's out of the double play. Palmer's in scoring position with 1 down. 1-1's the count. Here's the offering. It's a breaking ball that loops in there, 12-6, but it drops out of the zone. It's 2-1. Madison comes set, working on the first base side of the rubber. Now the 2-1. Downstairs, and that's 3-1. Gavin Dugas, second baseman from LSU, waits on deck, looking to bat with the potential RBI opportunity. (3-1). Big hack there from Cardenas, and it's 3-2. Cardenas steps back in. Full count. Palmer on second base. He gets his lead. The payoff pitch. Chop foul back to the screen. And it's still 3-2. Beautiful day for baseball here in South Yarmouth. Beautiful day for all 4th of July festivities. A couple parades going on across Cape Cod. Barbecues, bonfires, the whole lot. Certainly a very fun holiday and one of the best places to be to celebrate that holiday, TJ.
Yeah, 100%. And you can tell just driving around here how packed it is.
Full count. Beasley skies it back over the screen.
And for our sake, too, means more crowd, bigger crowd here at Red Wilson Field. People enjoying some baseball before they go properly celebrate the holiday later tonight. Some fireworks once the sky darkens. I'm sure we'll hear a few in the latter innings of this ball game. We did yesterday in Hyannis. They couldn't wait for the 4th. Around the 8th, 9th inning, heard some being launched.
Still a full count to the UCLA backstop. And here's the offering. And that one's well outside, and it's a walk, good at bat from Noah Cardenas.
Yeah, fouled off a couple pitches. He's got a nice short swing, so he can cover the plate. Can recognize these pitches well.
Number 2, Gavin.
And that'll give a chance for Gavin Dugas, who's struggled a lot this summer. He really has. He struck out 6 times in 11 at-bats so far. So we're going to see if he can get that first big hit, first RBI possibly, and waiting out there on the base paths for him.
Just 1 hit so far in the season for Gavin Dugas. Up now with an opportunity to extend the Whitey lead early. As he looks at a first pitch fastball, it's 0-1. Dugas at just 0.91 on the year in 7 games. 1 hit and 11 at-bats, and as TJ mentioned, 6 strikeouts. The 0-1 is a breaking ball that stays high, and it's 1-1. Palmer's on second, Cardenas is on first. 1-1 the count here to Gavin Dugas. That one's way outside, and it's 2-1.
She got a good pitch to hit here for Madison. As he's falling behind the count, both these pitchers struggling to get ahead of hitters so far here today.
Mattinson hadn't walked anybody this season until the last at-bat when he lost Cardenas on the payoff pitch. His first walk of the season. So a bit uncharacteristic to be falling behind hitters as he has in this one. So now 2-2 now to Dugas. Has surrendered 1 home run. Opponents are hitting just 171 off of him. 2-2. That breaking ball stays high, and the count runs full once again. Madison talking to himself on the mound. He was frustrated by not snapping that curveball the way he wanted to. Full count. Dugas grounds it to short. Servideo for 1 across the diamond. Not in time on the back end of the double play. Palmer advances to third. Cardenas is retired on the fielder's choice, and his runners at the corners for the leadoff hitter, Wyatt Young.
Wyatt Young.
So Young with an opportunity for a 2-out RBI. Palmer sits 90 feet away, singled and scored a run in his first at-bat, raising the already Cape League leading average from 378. Here's the first pitch. Grounded right side and underneath the diving glove of Jared DeSantelo, and that's an RBI base hit. Dugas goes first to third on the play, and it's still runners on the corners. This time for Noah Campbell, it's 2-0 Red Sox.
All this guy, Wyatt Young, has done is hit. Hit. He entered today on a 6-game hit streak. Already got a pair of hits. Yes, neither has been extremely hard hit. He had the bunt single drop in between two fielders back in the first inning, and that one just a weakish ground ball that manages to find a hole in between second base and first, just out of the reach of DeSantelo at first. But when you're hot, the ball usually tends to go your way, and that's how it's going for Wyatt Young right now.
Wyatt Young continues to set the table at the top of this Red Sox order, and Noah Campbell now steps in. He also has a single to his credit. Check over on Young, and he's back with the dive. Hard to imagine they take the bat out of Noah Campbell's hand in this situation. With another run just 90 feet away, and good speed with Wyatt Young on the back end, potentially on something in the gap, Pickler may think about sending him. We'll check on him again, make sure he's not getting a head start. Campbell still yet to see a pitch in this at-bat. Wyatt Young very quickly back out to his lead on the edge of the grass inlet. First pitch to Campbell. This chop foul towards the Hyannis dugout, and it's 0-1. Noah Campbell has an average that sits at 314. 2 home runs, 6 RBI. Haven't seen the power from him in a little bit. The 0-1. That one's grounded right back to the pitcher, Madison. He'll underhand to first, and that'll end the inning. So a Wyatt Young RBI base hit with 2 outs brings in YD's second run of the game. They're now leading by a score of 2-0. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Back here at Red Wilson Field in the top half of the third inning, it's the Red Sox 2 and the Harbor Hawks nothing. Here from South Yarmouth, TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here with you on a beautiful 4th of July on Cape Cod. As we near 6 o'clock, the Harbor Hawks will send 3, 4, and 5 to the plate here against Ryan Hare, making his Red Sox debut, the redshirt junior out of UNLV. First pitch to Trevor Hauver will miss outside. The Sun Devil has recorded one of the 3 hits for Hyannis today as he singled back in the first inning. Red Sox took game 1 against these Harbor Hawks yesterday as the 1-0. Off-speed stays outside and a little bit high on Hauver, and the count will go to 2-0. 13-1 yesterday at McKeon Park in Hyannis. A dominant end-to-end effort. Or start-to-finish, pardon, as the 2-0 misses upstairs from Hare, and the count will go to 3 balls and no strikes. And yesterday, on the wide east side at least, we saw Jack Leftwich just mowing up and down this Hyannis order. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3 through his 5 innings. It's the 3-0. Fastball catches the strike zone. And the count goes to 3-1 on Hauver. But today has been a little bit opposite. It took us about 50 minutes to get through the first 2 frames here at Red Wilson Field. Tyler Madison, Ryan Hare, the 2 starters today for these 2 squads, not coming out and pounding the strike zone as much. 3-1 to Hauver, swinging a fly ball out of play down the third base side. And the count will go full 3 balls and 2 strikes. But it also helps getting to see these hitters again. For the pitchers, more of a scouting report, and for the hitters, more a scouting report as well, even though different arms. Here's the 3-2 on the way from Hare out of the windup. Pitch is swung on and lifted out to shallow left field. Austin Wells is coming in. He's got a beat on it, and he'll make the catch and retire his counterpart in left field, Trevor Hauver, for out number 1 here in the 3rd inning. So that'll bring up Hunter Goodman, the designated hitter. He struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. The first and only strikeout so far for Ryan Hare. So the redshirt junior Hare this spring at UNLV had a 3.52 ERA in just about 80 innings. With an 8-4 record, he started 11 games, appeared in 16. First pitch curveball on the outside corner, and the count goes to 0-1. Almost threw a no-hitter this season. 8 2/3 no-hit innings back in late March against New Mexico. His best outing of the season. 0-1 to Goodman. Chopped foul up the third base side, and it's quickly 0-2. But he's a strike thrower, at least he was this spring. 24 walks in just 80 innings. Didn't strike out a whole lot, pitched to contact. 52 strikeouts in those 80 frames. He peers over his glove, gets the signs from Cardenas. Here's the 0-2. Curveball swung on, rocketed. Deep center field. Beasley turns, shows his numbers. That one's way gone. Hunter Goodman goes dead center field here at Red Wilson. That a no-doubt shot as Beasley took about 2 steps and then gave up on it as it sailed way into the trees in center field, and that cuts the Whitey lead in half. It's 2-1 Red Sox. The Harbor Hawk team leader in RBIs and home runs comes through here in the 3rd inning and gets Hyannis on the scoreboard.
Edwin Julian.
So after that no-doubter, it'll bring up Edward Julian, the 3rd baseman out of Auburn. 0 for 1 today. He grounded back to Hare in the 3rd inning. I wonder what the TrackMan numbers are on that home run. First pitch on the way to Julian, a cut and a miss. And the count's 0-1. Julian just activated for his first game yesterday with the Harbor Hawks. Went 1 for 4. Thanks to his team making a run to Omaha. It's the Auburn Tigers. 0-1 misses outside, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Auburn dipped out of Omaha early. Did not win a game, went 0 for 2. Julian, a big part of the Tigers' success the last couple of years. Last year made the Super Regional, this year the College World Series. 1-1. Strike right down Main Street, and the count will go to 1-2. The Julian infielder batting from the left side had a historic freshman season at Auburn, where he hit .275 with 17 home runs and nearly 70 RBIs. 1-2, misses outside, and the count will go to 2-2. Set the all-time freshman RBI record with that 2018 freshman campaign. That the RBI record previously held by Frank Thomas. And those 69 RBIs were the highest total by any freshman in the country as the 2-2 bounces in there. And the count will go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the 17 home runs were tied for 2nd amongst all freshmen nationally, and the most of any Auburn player since 2010. The only freshman with more was Spencer Torkelson of Arizona State with 25. 3-2. Swing and a foul right through the wickets of Cardenas, and the home plate umpire Jeff Menzel behind the plate. The count stays full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, if someone's talking about your season and you end up in the same conversation as Frank Thomas and Spencer Torkelson,
pretty good.
That's not bad company to be in, sort of a past and present domination when it comes to collegiate power numbers.
Hare winds 3-2, bounces in the dirt, it'll miss for ball 4. The third walk of the game for Ryan Hare. His control's not been all the way there today. He's walked 3, 1 in each inning so far. So Jared DeSantolo, the first baseman, will step in. The team leader in average entered today hitting .325. His 1-for-1 singled back in the second and his first at-bat. So DeSantolo will step in, batting from the left side. Hare now working out of the stretch again with Julian off of first. Julian did not attempt a stolen base yesterday. First pitch from Hare, curveball, a cut and a miss from DeSantolo, and the count's 0-1. DeSantolo out of Florida Atlantic. The sophomore standing at 6 feet tall, 185 pounds. Hit .298 for the Owls this season, the 8 extra base hits and 16 RBIs. In just 28 starts, 43 total games played as Hare checks in over at first base to throw over. Julian back in plenty of time. Temperature still sitting around 80 degrees here in South Yarmouth as we near 6 o'clock local time here on the East Coast. 0-1. Curveball grounded right back up the middle, and it will split the infielders, getting to center field for a base hit. Julian will stop at second base. It's back-to-back base runners for the Harbor Hawks as Beasley gets that one back in. The second base hit for DeSantolo this evening, and the Harbor Hawks again with 2 runners on in an inning. They've done it in every frame so far. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Jackson Olsen.
Credit the Hyannis offense in this one. Kind of laid an egg in yesterday's contact, just the 1 run. Very few hits in that one. Coming out strong, aggressive here in game number 2, this home and home, and it's working as they've already got pushed to run across.
First pitch to Olsen fouled off at home plate, and the count goes to 0-1. Only 3 hits for the Harbor Hawks yesterday through 9 innings, and they've already got 5 base hits here, working here in the top of the 3rd inning. Got the different arms. Jack Leftwich was magnificent yesterday, as well as Jacob Winger and Brady Corrigan. 3 twirled a masterpiece. 0-1. Called a strike on the outside corner to Olsen, and the count's 0-2. Fun fact here about Jackson Olsen, who goes to Hartford University. Red Sox and Gateman will be at Hartford in Connecticut later on this year. But his 1 home run that he hit this season at Hartford came off of Hyannis' starting pitcher today in Tyler Madison. 0-2. Fastball misses away, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Olsen this season, I mean, it's kind of rare that your only home run comes against a guy that you happen to be playing summer ball with. He hit .309 this season in 194 at-bats with Hartford. What a cool little tidbit there. As Hare sets on the bump, he's ahead 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a chop foul as Olsen swung at a pitch around his eyes and managed to keep it foul down the third base side, and the count stays at 1-2. Entered today on a 3-game hit streak. He's driven in 4 runs so far this summer. He bats from the left side as he digs back in, does Olsen. Hare sets again on the bump. He'd love a double play ball here. 1-2, swing and a chopper. Looked like it got a piece. It's foul again, yeah. Off the foot of Olsen as he hobbled up that line. Hare fielded it, was about to make a play, and then realized it was foul. And the count stays at 1-2. Those foul balls when you foul one off your leg, they can be scary. A couple nights ago, I watched Tommy LaStella break his leg on one of those. LaStella, an all-star for the Angels this season, really stinks for him. He's going to be out 10 weeks. Well, those could be dangerous if you just rocket one. 1-2 on the way from Hare. Swing and a fly ball out to center field. Beasley will back up a few steps. He's got a beat on it. He'll make the catch. Julian, a few steps off the second base bag, will have to retreat, and he'll go nowhere. A good job by Brad Beasley getting that one in a hurry and keeping the base runners where they are on at first and second. So with 2 down, that'll bring up the center fielder Bryce Teodosio. Hitting just .133 this summer with 3 RBIs. He bats from the right side. He pinwheels the bat a couple times. So Julian leads off of second, and DeSantolo leads off of first. Hare sets, trying to work out of trouble again. First pitch bounces in there, blocked by Cardenas, and the count's 1-0. The Harbor Hawks, speaking of Cardenas' defense, who was spectacular this spring at UCLA, didn't commit a single error in the 40 games he started behind the plate for UCLA. But the lone run for the Harbor Hawks yesterday came on, I can't remember what was ruled, but either a wild pitch or a pass ball in the 8th inning that brought across their only run. 1-0, swinging a fly ball out to left field. Austin Wells chasing it towards the left field foul line. He's over in foul territory, and he'll make the catch. Right near the Red Sox bullpen down the left field side, Austin Wells covers a ton of ground out there and left and is able to make the catch for out number 3 here in the 3rd inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Here from Red Wilson Field, it's the Red Sox 2 and the Harbor Hawks 1 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Tyler Madison still towing the rubber for the Harbor Hawks as the Red Sox set to come to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd inning here from Red Wilson Field. Windy leading 2-1 here in the second half of this home-and-home with Hyannis that the two teams have usually play on 4th of July. Madison kicks and the righty fires the first pitch to Austin Wells, and it misses outside for ball 1. Wells drove in one of the 2 runs for Whitey back in the 1st inning. So he got them on the board with an RBI single. Entered today leading the league in home runs with 5. He hit his 5th yesterday. It's the 1-0, catches the outside corner, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. But Wells got a pitch on the outer half yesterday at McKeon Park and blasted it the other way over the left field fence. It's the 1-1 on the way from Madison. Off-speed misses inside, brushes Wells back a little bit, and the count's 2-1. And now he's got a 2-home run lead on the rest of the Cape League, thanks to his home run yesterday. Madison kicks again, 2-1 on the way. It misses away, and the count will go to 3-1. And Wells, with his RBI in the 1st inning, has now put himself in front of the Cape League, paces the league in RBIs. Awaits the 3-1, swing and a foul out of play behind home plate. And the count is going to go full on Austin, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I mentioned on color earlier in the game that Wells has had a tendency to strike out a bit this season, but he's hit for some spectacular power. He's already matched his home run total in the spring at Arizona. 3-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. As you see it right there, Wells strikes out to start this 3rd inning. But with Wells, who he won Pac-12 Freshman of the Year, but only hit 5 home runs this spring, at the University of Arizona. And now here in the Red Sox 19th game of the summer, he's already matched that with a wood bat nonetheless. Here's Riley King. Watches the first pitch, curveball catch the inside corner, and the count's 0-1. King struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. He's gotten hits in 9 of his 11 games this summer with the Red Sox. 0-1, chopped foul at home plate, and King's quickly behind no balls and 2 strikes. out of Georgia, has a double and 2 RBIs so far this year.
We saw Riley King's parents
Yeah.
at the game yesterday.
Made an appearance, sitting behind home plate.
Decked out in Georgia gear.
Yeah. 0-2 on the way. Fastball misses high, and the count goes to 1-2. You heard the Bulldog kind of woof every time Riley King was at the plate. Passion SEC fans have for their sports is just second to none. 1-2 on the way to King. Curveball misses down low, and the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes, whether it be football. Basketball, you can argue, maybe a little bit. Baseball, too, but football and baseball especially sets the SEC apart from most. Just the passion for this sports. And King playing in one of the premier conferences in the country. 2-2, swinging a liner right at second base. A one-hop fielded by Jackson Olsen at second. He'll throw on over to first and retire Riley King for out number 2 here in the third inning. A pretty play and a good scoop by Jackson Olsen at second base to retire King for out number 2.
Yeah, that was a tough pick there as he fielded it on the short hop, came up with the ball nicely, and was able to make the easy throw.
So here's Jack Thomas Wool. So he'll step to the plate for the second time. He grounded into a 1-6-3 double play back in the first inning. First pitch, cuts on and miss on a pitch off the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. Jack entered today hitting .275 with a pair of doubles and 1 home run. Bats from the left side with the open stance. 0-1. Swing and a foul that'll reach the seats along the third base side, and the count's 0-2. Jack always likes going with no batting gloves with the wood bat. So he digs back in. He's behind 0-2 to Madison. The righty kicks and fires. Fastball. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Wold not too happy with it as he pauses at home plate for a second, but now we'll walk back to the windy third base dugout as the Red Sox are retired 1-2-3 here in the third inning. Well, to the fourth here from Red Wilson Field. It's the Red Sox 2 and the Harbor Hawks 1 on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the fourth inning here from Red Wilson Field. Whitey leading Hyannis 2-1 here in South Yarmouth. TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here on a beautiful 4th of July evening on Cape Cod. It's going to be 9-1-2 set to come to the plate against Ryan Hare, who's allowed 1 run through 3 innings so far on 5 hits. The righty out of UNLV kicks, fires the first pitch to Adam Hackenberg. Catches the strike zone and it counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now you might think that name sounds familiar. You're right. Hackenberg, the brother of former Penn State quarterback Christian Hackenberg, is the only one who's cut on and missed. And the count goes to 0 balls and 2 strikes. But Adam Hackenberg, not following his brother to Penn State, and said a freshman this year at Clemson. He hit 143 with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. 0-2. Curveball. Hare tries to go to it again and get Hackenberg to chase, but Hackenberg leaves the bat on his shoulder, and the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. His brother Christian, taken 51st overall by the New York Jets in 2015, but has yet to appear in an NFL game. 1-2. Curveball again down and in the dirt. Hackenberg takes again, and the count's 2-2. But he was ranked, Hackenberg, number 40 freshman in the nation, as he'll foul one off to the third base side, and the count goes to 2-2. in the preseason rankings by perfect game and number 11 in the ACC. But just 5 hits for him this freshman year as time is called by the home plate umpire Jeff Menzel. 2-2 the count here on Hackenberg. Awaits the pitch from Hare. Here it comes. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Looked like the off-speed pitch there from Ryan Hare as he sets down Adam Hackenberg looking to start this 4th inning. Good to see Hare get that finish the batter here with 2 strikes. That's going to be a second strikeout of the ball game here to start the 4th inning. That'll flip the lineup over, and Anthony Servideo for the second time will step to the plate. Servideo 0 for 1 today with a walk. Watches the first pitch, misses a bit outside. Cardenas tries to frame it there, but doesn't get the call from Menzel, and the count is 1-0. Servideo entering today has had a rough go at it this season on the Cape as Hare winds and fires the 1-0. A swing and a miss, and the count will even at 1-1. Hitting just 4 for 38 entering today. Now 4 for 39 with his 0 for 1 performance so far. 1 double and 1 RBI for him. Hare winds again in the 1-1. Misses away, an off-speed pitch there, and the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Hare again out of the windup, and the 2-1 on the way. Fastball stays upstairs. The count goes to 3-1. Hare, a native of Lakewood, California, and attended Lakewood High School, where he graduated in 2015, the redshirt junior. Peers over his glove, gets the sign. Here's the 3-1 on the way. Swing and a foul out of play by Servideo, and the count will go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Seen a lot of full counts here today. Long at-bats. Pitchers haven't really been able to get out of it. Hare is now at 74 pitches here in the 4th inning. The right-hander will wind, and the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a rocket towards second base, past Dugas and into right field for a base hit. Beasley will cut it off in right center field, get it back in as Servideo will round first and trot back to the first base pillow as a 1-out base hit here against Ryan Hare as another base runner on for Hyannis with 1 out, and now picks out of the dugout. An arm warming down in the Whitey bullpen as he makes the call down that way, and we're going to have a new arm. So Hare serves out the 1-out base hit here in the 4th inning, and we're going to have a pitching change here from Red Wilson Field. We'll step aside and get you to the new arm on the other side of this break on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. It'll be the sophomore out of Northeastern, Brandon Dufault, to take over the mound from Ryan Hare. In his Red Sox debut, 3 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 1 run as of now. He's responsible for the runner over at first in Servito. It was earned, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts, and it'll give way to Brandon Dufault out of the bullpen for YD, the sophomore out of Northeastern. As he stands tall, a right-hander will look in at the 2-hole hitter in Rowdy Jordan. Waits the first pitch. Fastball from Dufault will catch the outside corner. And the count is 0-1.
And this outing for Dufault's got to be about eating up innings. I'm sure Scott Pigler would have liked to get more from Ryan Hand, maybe 4, maybe 5 innings. But for him, he's got to bridge the gap so he doesn't have to burn a bunch of arms in this game.
Dufault, the 6'5 righty, fires home the 0-1. A swing and a miss from Jordan, and it counts 0-2. Yeah, not the greatest outing efficiency-wise from Ryan Hare. Well over 70 pitches. They're working here in the 4th inning. But Dufault has been good this summer for YD, appearing in his 5th game. Has a 1.68 ERA and 5 1/3. Here's the 0-2. There goes the runner from first in Servito, and it's fouled out of play down the third base side, and the count stays at 0-2. Servito, a team leading for the Harbor Hawks, 3 of 3 on stolen bases this summer. Not a huge base-stealing team. There in Hyannis, they are tied for 5th in the league, 16 of 24. Red Sox, on the other hand, 25 of 33 on the base paths. So Jordan will step in as he checks the 0-2 back foul, and the count will stay no balls and 2 strikes. Rowdy, I mentioned before, has struggled this summer, is now just 1 for 22 so far in this Cape League summer out of Mississippi State. Jordan batting from the left side. Cardenas sets up away. Dufault pauses a second on the mound. Here's the 0-2. Fastball goes well outside. And the count will go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Jordan, the sophomore, 5'10", 171 pounds out of Mississippi State. Hit .290 this season with 6 home runs and 49 RBIs. Here's the 1-2. There goes the runner from first. The hit and run is on. It's a swing and a ground ball towards second base. Dugas will field and go the short way to first, and that'll be in time for the second out here in the 4th inning. Going on the pinch, Servito will take second base as he moves up on the fielder's choice. So now the left fielder, Trevor Hauver, will come to the plate and try and knot this game up at 2 here in the top of the 4th inning. Hauver 1 for 2. He singled in the first. He's really broken out in his sophomore campaign with ASU and his 2nd season also in Hyannis. So Hauver digs in. Batting from the left side, Dufault kicks and fires. First pitch misses outside, and the count's 0-1. Hauver this season, a .339 average with ASU. He didn't hit a single home run his freshman year at Arizona State. Hit one, though, last summer in Hyannis, and then comes back to school as a back pick to second. White Young had to snag that, almost went into center field. Back in plenty of time is Servito. And the count stays at 1-0. But after just having 1 home run combined across Summer League and freshman year at ASU, he hit 13 this past spring at ASU in a breakout sophomore campaign. 1-0, misses low, and the count goes to 2-0. Another thing from Hauver that really improved his eye at the plate. He made it a point this season to not chase too many pitches and just take what's given to him. He's already walked 12 times this summer for Hyannis. He's walked exactly twice as much as he struck out. Dufault sets. Here's the 2-0 to Hauver. Fastball catches the strike zone on the inside corner, and the count goes to 2-1. Walked 39 times, struck out 53 this season at ASU. Was one of the primary top of the lineup bats. He's the only returning permanent Hyannis Harbor Hawk this season. For Hyannis, the 2-1 chopped foul up the first base side, and the count will go to 2-2.
And TJ, that's sort of the enigma of Cape Cod in that There's talent up and down all of these rosters, which is why it's almost a head-scratcher how this Hyannis team is so bad. When you look at the seasons that these guys had at their respective schools, like a Trevor Hover, who is just above 200 this season for Hyannis, despite the great numbers that he had at Arizona State.
2-2 on the way. Fastball misses just off the inside corner. Didn't miss by a whole bunch right there. And the count will go to 3 balls and 2 strikes. There's the eye we talk about with Hover. Has 1 home run this season, which was a grand slam. Hit down in Falmouth, one of the 3 wins for Hyannis this year. Dufault sets. Looks back at second twice. Here's the payoff pitch. Off speed, misses away for ball 4. That didn't miss by much either, but Hover will take his base down at first. So Dufault tries to paint the outside corner, but the eye from Hover watches that one miss just off the outside edge for ball 4. And now there's runners on the corners for Hyannis as they now extend their streak. They've reached base at least twice in every single inning here so far.
Yeah, it's like we're seeing a different team than the Hyannis Harbor Hawk lineup that faced these Red Sox pitchers yesterday. A lot more patient, taking a lot more better swings.
Hunter Goodman awaits the first pitch from Dufault. Fastball misses outside and a little bit low for ball 1. It's 1-0.
And conversely to that, the YD pitching staff is struggling a lot more than they were in yesterday's contest. Winger, Leftwich, both were really attacking this lineup, always working ahead. Leftwich especially, that's something he does very, very well. We've seen that in all of his starts. But now a lot of nibbling, a lot of 1-0, 2-0, 3-2 counts in this one.
The 1-0, swing and a foul out of play, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. It's really been an enigma. It's been the Red Sox pitching as of late has been in general better. They had the clunker against Chatham, 15 runs allowed there. And a start where, you have your starter and Carlos Amelli just go a third of an inning. And then it just all falls apart from there. And then you have starts pitching appearances like last night, where the entire staff allows just 1 run on a pass ball on 3 hits. But a much different story here. Already 6 hits for Hyannis here in the top of the 4th. Goodman has driven in the only run for Hyannis today with a solo home run back in the 3rd. Here's the 1-1 from Dufault, swinging a little looper into right field. It's going to drop in front of Palmer for a base hit. Rounding third and coming home is Anthony Servino. He'll be in there without a throw. The throw is cut off by Jack Thomas Wold right in front of the pitcher's mound. And the Harbor Hawks have tied it up at 2 here in the 4th inning. The second RBI of the day for Hunter Goodman. He's driven in both runs for Hyannis. And we're all knotted up at 2 here at Red Wilson. So Goodman,
good piece of hitting there. We just went the other way with the pitch, didn't try to do too much. In that situation, all you need to do is get it into the outfield grass, and that run's going to score going on contact. And it was as simple as that. 2-2 ball game.
So that run will be charged to Ryan Hare. That will close his line with 2 runs allowed through 3 1/3 innings. So Dufault still trouble to get out of here in the 4th inning. Runners still on the corners. Hover now over at 3rd, Goodman at 1st. And here's Edward Julian, the left-handed hitting 3rd baseman. Dufault sets right at the chest level. Will peer in and fire home the first pitch of Julian. It gets all the way past Cardenas and misses low for a ball. Trotting home and coming home to score is Hover, and the Harbor Hawks have taken a 3-2 lead. For the second time in 2 games, Noah Cardenas has let a ball get past him and has allowed a Harbor Hawk run to score. It's 3-2 Hyannis.
And this is the issue that plagues this YD pitching staff is they can't stop the snowball. One little thing goes wrong, 1 base hit comes in to score, and then all of a sudden the wheels fall off and they're impossible to get out of an inning for them. And so this is an area that needs to be improved. If they want to be competitive, if they want to make a deep playoff run, they need to improve on their ability to finish innings.
1-0 is fouled straight back, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Well, it looked like Cardenas might have gotten a little crossed up at that one. Almost looked like he blocked in the other direction where the ball went. Skipped right past him all the way to the backstop, barely touched him. So Julian digs back in, count even at 1-1. Dufault to look back at 2nd, and here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball out to left field. Austin Wells chasing it back towards the fence. He looks up, and it will 1-hop off the wall. Goodman will come around to score from second base. Julian coasts into second, taking his spot, and the Harbor Hawks keep it going here in the 4th inning. A 2-out RBI double from Edward Julian, his first hit today, and his second hit on the Cape League season puts Hyannis up 4-2.
Florida Atlantic University, Jared.
And this is what I'm talking about. The pass ball allows a run to score. Should flush it, focus on the next hitter. A pitch that was up well over the plate, absolutely crushed by Julian into left field, and now all of a sudden it's a 3-spot for Hyannis, and they lead 4-2.
So with that 3-spot, we'll bring up their leading hitter, Jared DeSantolo, who's 2 for 2 today. Dufault ready, fires the first pitch to DeSantolo. It misses down and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. And it's not just those hits, Andre. The 2-out walk to Trevor Hoover on a full count where Dufault was ahead and just couldn't put him away, as now Christian Wanders will take a visit out from the YD dugout on the third base side and have a chat with Dufault. But yeah, that walk to Hoover looms big as it allowed the inning to continue, and you had Hunter Goodman, who after smacking a no-doubt shot back in the 3rd inning, saws it off a little bit, doesn't adjust, just hits one the other way for an RBI single. Then you have Edward Julian, a nice piece of hitting the other way as he one-hops the fence and drives in the 3rd run of the inning for the Harbor Hawks. So Wanders has said all he needs to say as he'll turn around and walk back to the Red Sox dugout. Hawaii trailing now 4-2 here in the 4th inning. The Red Sox, while putting up their 0 in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, broke a streak against the Harbor Hawks of scoring in 8 straight innings. So they scored in the final 6 innings of last night's game. The first 2 today. 1-0 to DeSantolo. Brushes him back, misses inside, and the count's 2-0. A lot of hitters counts here today from Red Wilson. Dufault's behind 2-0 to DeSantolo. Leading hitter here for Hyannis. The Northeastern product will set, and the 6'5 righty fires the 2-0. It's fouled out of play on a pitch right in the middle of the plate, and the count will go to 2-1. DeSantolo, a native of Tampa, Florida, comes right up the East Coast to play his summer ball up here on the Cape. From Florida Atlantic, one of the Owls. As he digs in from the left side. Off of second base is Julian. The Harbor Hawks look to keep this inning going. 2-1. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory left field side, but it will drift foul and over the head of the bullpen down that way for YD. And the count will even up at 2-2 strikes. And arms warming down in that Red Sox bullpen, it's Adam Jeanette. Should Dufault struggle a little bit more here in the top of the 4th inning. Already 3 runs in for Hyannis. Dufault sets, he's looking to get out of this 4th inning. He peeks back at second in Edward Julian and fires the 2-2. Swing and a foul out of play, straight behind home plate, and the count is 2-2 strikes. As mentioned, still a lot of hitters counts, a lot of foul balls here today for both sides. On a beautiful 4th of July day. It's cooling off outside as we get later in the night. Still 82 degrees here in Yarmouth. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Finally, Dufault able to set down DeSantolo and get the Red Sox out of this 4th inning. The Harbor Hawks, though, a 3-spot here in the top of the 4th has pushed them in front. It's now 4-2 Hyannis as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning here from Red Wilson Field on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. 6, 7, and 8 set to come to the plate for the Red Sox as they now trail 4-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here with you from Red Wilson Field on a beautiful Independence Day on Cape Cod. Happy 4th of July to everyone tuning in, wherever you are listening to across the country. And it'll be led off by Brad Beasley out of Cal Poly. Waits the first pitch. Fastball from Tyler Madison, who settled down in the 3rd inning for a 1-2-3 third with a pair of strikeouts. As he fires home the first pitch strike. The righty out of Bryant will kick and fire home the 0-1. Curveball misses low to Beasley, and the count will go to 1-1. Beasley, a second-year Red Sox. Appeared with the Red Sox briefly last year. Missed some time with injury, hit near 400. 1-1, catches the outside part of the strike zone with a curveball, and the count will go to 1-2. Madison's been one of the only consistent arms for Hyannis this year. A 3-pitch guy, fastball, curveball, and changeup. He winds, 1-2. Fastball stays upstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. Can get the fastball up there, anyone from 93 to 91 miles an hour. 74 miles he tops out at with the changeup, and the curveball's right around 75. 2-2. There's the curveball. It bounces in the dirt. Chested up by Hackenberg behind the plate. And Beasley has worked the count full 3-2. Beasley hitting a 152 on the summer with 3 doubles and 2 RBIs. He bats from the right side. The Harbor Hawks defense giving Beasley the middle of the infield if he chooses to hit it there. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a foul out of play along the first base side, and the count will stay full at 3-2. This season at Bryant for Madison, through 80 1/3 innings. All 15 games he appeared in were starts. A 3.47 ERA and a 9-1 record. It's the 3-2, another foul out of play down the first base side. The count stays full. He struck out 67 and walked 30. He was a little skinnier his freshman year, but now as a sophomore, he put on 20 pounds of muscle this last year as he misses with ball 4. And Beasley will reach to lead off this 4th inning as the Red Sox look to bounce back and tie this ball game up. But between his freshman and sophomore year, he weighed 217 pounds as a freshman, but now is up to 235 here as a sophomore, a big guy standing at 6'4". During his final 2 months of this spring, did not allow more than 3 earned runs in any of his starts. This right-hander will now work from the stretch as Beasley leads off of first. Here's the first pitch to Palmer, swinging a ground ball through the right side and into right field for a base hit. Beasley will put the brakes on at second, and back-to-back base runners for the Red Sox here in the 4th inning. Jake Palmer now 2 for 2 on the day, and he's reached base in 7 straight plate appearances.
Yeah, stay hot Jake Palmer. Right now he's the most consistent bat in this YD order thus far. As he continues, the bottom half of the order continues to have some success, looking to turn the lineup over to the top again.
He entered today with a .478 on-base percentage that was boosted mightily by his he reached base 5 times yesterday, that performance. So now here's Cardenas, the backstop out of UCLA. Freshman digs in from the right side. Madison now working with trouble after his 1-2-3 third inning, has allowed the first 2 to reach. He'll set right below the belt. Beasley off of second and Palmer off of first. Good speed on the base paths. First pitch to Cardenas. Swung on and fouled out of play down the first base side. And the count's 0-1. But with him reaching base 5 times, his on-base percentage went from .333 to .478. A jump of almost 15%. Almost 15%. I got my math right. Not math majors up here in the booth, but we try our best.
Not quite.
He's walked more than he struck out this summer. 7 walks to 4 strikeouts. So he's done an admirable job of reaching base. Cardenas awaits the 0-1. It's going to miss a little bit inside from Madison, and the count evens at a ball and a strike. Cardenas coming off his special freshman season at UCLA as one of the main backstops for the #1 team in the country throughout much of the season, where he hit .375. Had 6 doubles, 1 triple, and 3 home runs. 1-1. Fastball misses a bit away, dropped by Hackenberg at the plate, and the count's 2-1. drove in 18 runs. Walked 17 times, struck out 14. He's going to make a lot of contact as he's going to have a chat with Scott Pickler really quick. Looks like they're probably going over signs right here. A native of Saugus, California. Was a Pac-12, all Pac-12 defensive honorable mention as coach out of the dugout for the Harbor Hawks down on the first base side.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom.
It's going to be the pitching coach, Ray Korn.
All that we do.
I want to talk to Madison, who's worked himself into trouble and is behind in the count to Noah Cardenas, trying to get the Bryant product through this fourth inning. This game has really crawled here from Red Wilson, an hour and a half into this one. We're just here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
You can find this
Still a great way to celebrate your 4th of July is here at the ballpark. Plenty of Major League Baseball games going on right now. And 8 Cape League teams in action. Wareham and Bourne, the only 2 teams that get today off. Is that instead of playing here on the 4th of July, they have a regularly scheduled game on Monday. And get today off. Of course, most of the Cape League ended up playing on Monday, thanks to the numerous rainouts across the Cape here this summer. So Cardenas, a prime RBI opportunity, so right here. He's got 2 to his name so far as Madison will turn and look at second base. No one covering Beasley. So he'll scoot most of the way back to the bag, now retake his lead. Madison has given up 2 runs on 6 hits. The Red Sox threatening for more here in the 4th. Right-hander sets. Will peek back at second. Now it's the 2-1. Cardenas shows bunt and will pull back. And the pitch misses outside. And Noah's got a hitter's count at 3-1. If he can reach, Gavin Dugas stands on deck. Grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up.
Brad Beasley took a very aggressive secondary on each of the last couple pitches. He's about halfway to third. Will score easily on something into the outfield.
Madison sets. Cardenas shows bunt again with the 3-1 pitch, and it's fouled out of play. And the count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Red Sox trying to move runners into scoring position here. Move Beasley and Palmer to second and third instead of first and second. But now the count's full on Noah. He's going to have to protect here with 2 strikes. Cardenas, the freshman, will step in. Entered this game hitting .333. He walked his first time up back in the second. Madison will set, peek back at second. There goes the runners, and it's a swing and a fly ball out to center field. Tracking it is Teodosio. He has it. He'll make the catch. The runners, both Beasley and Palmer, will have to retreat back to first and second base. So Cardenas gives one a ride out to center, but Teodosio has plenty of room to make the catch. There's one out here in the 4th inning. That will bring up the second baseman, Gavin Dugas. A hit and run there with 2 strikes. Red Sox look to tie this ball game up with that swing, but instead Cardenas flies out. I'll bring up the second baseman, Gavin Dugas, the second baseman out of LSU. So he'll dig in from the right side. He grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up, watches the first pitch miss outside, gets away from Hackenberg, but no movement from the runners. And the count will go to 1-0. So Dugas this year missed more than 2 months this spring at LSU, with a torn ligament in his left thumb. And he got injured that way after playing just 3 games. He left February 24th, facing, coincidentally, Bryant, the school of Tyler Madison on the mound, and returned April 26th. So he awaits the 1-0. Fastball catches the strike zone on the outside edge, and the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike. And hit just 186. Never really got in a rhythm this season. A native of Houma, Louisiana, going to his hometown college to play for the Tigers. 1-1. Misses down low. A changeup there from Madison, and the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Was the number 1 shortstop in Louisiana in his class of 2018 by perfect game. A highly rated guy going into LSU. He's yet to get it going this summer, or at the college level in general, thanks to injuries. Here's the 2-1 to Dugas. There go the runners again. It misses outside for ball 4. Throw down to third by Hackenberg, and it'll be in time to get Beasley. Brad Beasley gunned down on the double steal as Hackenberg goes the short way to third base, and there's 2 down here for the Red Sox in the third inning, or in the fourth inning, pardon. Palmer will advance to second, the back end of that double steal. And the count's now 3-1 on Dugas. Madison trying to get out of trouble. Here's the 3-1. Curveball stays upstairs for ball 4. The second walk of the inning for Whitey Bats, as that'll flip the lineup over, and the red-hot Wyatt Young will stride to the plate here with 2 outs. Young today, 2 for 2. He's driven in a run, and he's scored a run so far, as Chad Gassman is out of the dugout for Hyannis. That will probably be it for Tyler Madison. As he peeks down to the Hyannis bullpen, and barring something strange, we'll get a pitching change here from Red Wilson Field. A new arm is jogging in from the Hyannis bullpen, and we're going to step aside real quick as Madison exits here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Red Sox trailing the Harbor Hawks 4-2 here at Red Wilson Field.
Nolan.
So it'll be Nolan Crisp, the freshman right-hander out of Florida, standing at 5'9" and 175 pounds. His 5th game out of the bullpen. For the Harbor Hawks, he'll come in to face Wyatt Young. He's appeared in, I mentioned, 4 games this year. Has a save to his record. 8 innings, he struck out 10 and walked 4. Has not given up an earned run in each of his last 2 outings. His first outing was by far his worst one. I'll get into that in a second as Crisp steps in. First pitch to Wyatt Young on the way. Fastball stays upstairs, and the count will go to 1-0. He got his Cape League career off to a rough start. First doubleheader Sunday of the year against Brewster. He went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 7 runs, 6 of them earned in 3 2/3. Then on 7 hits, walked 4, struck out 6. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a foul right at home plate, and Young has even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. And the hits just keep coming for Wyatt Young. He's now over 380 with the average on this summer. A temp player to start this season, and he's really showed he belongs here. Hitting up near 400. Leads the whole Cape League in batting average. The Red Sox have the leaders in average, home run, and RBIs here in their lineup today. 1-1 on the way from Crisp. Curveball drops in on the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-2 on Young. He extended his 6-game hitting streak to 7 with his single to lead off the Whitey first inning, back in the bottom of the first.
Come on, Wyatt.
It's 3 extra base hits to his name this summer. He's got 2 runners out on the base paths if he wants to drive them in with a 2-out hit here.
The other guy was down at Pimlico.
Chris peers in at Hackenberg and will get a sign. The right-hander pauses, and the Florida Gator, another look back at second, will fire home the 1-2. Swinging a rocket up the middle, ranging over is the second baseman Olsen. He flips to the second base bag. Servino covers, and it'll be in time to get Dugas. So Young retired on the fielder's choice, as some pretty defense there from the Harbor Hawks will get them out of this 4th inning. And the Red Sox will strand 2 base runners on the base paths. We'll head to the 5th inning here from Red Wilson Field. It's the Red Sox trailing the Harbor Hawks 4-2 here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
And delivering them. From the University of Hartford.
We are back with the top of the 5th inning here from Red Wilson Field. Whitey finds himself down to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks by a score of 4-2. Hyannis has sent at least 5 batters to the plate in all 4 of their at-bats so far in this game. They got 1 in the 3rd inning and 3 in the 4th. Dufault back out for another inning of work as he throws in a first pitch off speed. And that's a strike, 0-1. Hyannis sent 5 to the plate in the first, 6 in the second, as that one is roped foul and out of play. 6 in the second, 6 in the third, and 7 in the 4th. And that is not something that this Whitey pitching staff, which is prone to struggling, wants to see, especially with the number of 3 ball counts that have been present, as that one's grounded to Dugas at second base. He'll field on the short hop over to Wold, and there's the first out of the frame.
Well, the recipe for a quick inning, probably retire the first batter on 3 pitches, is exactly what Dufault does. A nice weak dribbler and an easy play for Gavin Dugas at second base.
So now the 8-hole hitter, Bryce Teodosio, playing center field tonight. Singled in the second and was retired on a flyout on a great ranging catch from Austin Wells in the left field corner. First pitch to him is a called strike, and it's 0-1. Default came in relief of the starter, Ryan Hare, unable to shut the door. The 0-1. That one's roped, but Palmer was shaded perfectly as he was positioned already in the right center gap, and that's the second out of the frame.
Yeah, couldn't have played it any more perfectly. Moved probably like 3 steps out there in right field. He shaded a little bit over towards right center. But it was perfectly played, and a quick second out.
So Hackenberg now steps in, one of the Hyannis hitters in this lineup today that hasn't had much success. Skied a pop out to Cardenas behind the plate in his first at bat and then struck out looking. First pitch to him. Waved at and missed as Dufault gets the slider past the bat of Hackenberg, and it's 0-1. You sense a bit of a blowout hangover here from YD in this one after hanging a 13 spot in a game which they had absolute control of from start to finish. A little sluggish in this one, not quite as sharp, as it's very quickly 0-2 on Hackenberg. Dufault looking for the first 1-2-3 inning of the ballgame for a YD pitcher. The 0-2. Big swing and a miss, and for the first time tonight, Hyannis goes down in order. It's a 1-2-3 quick inning for Brandon Dufault. We head to the bottom of the fifth here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
That also Campbell.
2, 3, and 4 for YD. They find themselves down 4-2 here in this one. Andre Sims, TJ Mathewson with you. Beautiful partly cloudy skies here in South Yarmouth on this 4th of July. First pitch to Noah Campbell is on its way, and it's an off-speed pitch that drops in at the knees for a called strike 0-1. Campbell's third at-bat of the day, singled in his first plate appearance and then grounded back to the pitcher in the second inning. So that one flared off his hands and into the trees foul, and it's very quickly 0-2. Nolan Crisp back out for his first clean inning of work. Came on and retired Wyatt Young to end the threat. The 0-2. That one is a breaking ball that doesn't break, and it stays wide, 1-2. Chris comes set very easily. And that one's high and wide, 2-2. Notice 2 pitches ago he had a pause trying to disrupt the timing of Campbell at the plate. Didn't see it on the fastball there.
Do you see that a lot nowadays?
2-2. That one once again stays wide and the count runs full.
Yeah, I see a lot in the big leagues. Just pitchers just trying to get advantage over hitters. You think about it, why not? If you can do it and maintain your same pitch plane and velocity, why not?
3-2 pitch is skied foul, and we'll do it again.
You can make the hitter shift all their weight back when they're about to load and then realize, well, I got to wait now an extra second for this guy to deliver, and by the time he does deliver, you're so off balance that you can't really catch up and you can't put a whole lot of power on that swing.
The payoff pitch once again. Spins wide, and Campbell's on with the leadoff walk.
And that's what we've seen so much from Noah Campbell here this summer. He's a very good approach at the plate. He's walked almost as much as he struck out while maintaining the high batting average. So we see it again right there, not chasing something out of the strike zone and just taking his free base.
So for the third time in 5 innings, the Red Sox have their leadoff runner on, and now Austin Wells steps in, an RBI single and a strikeout to his credit so far in this one. I'll check over on Campbell at first. He's back easily with a headlong dive. Wells, of course, pacing the Cape Cod Baseball League in home runs and RBI. First pitch to him. It's an off-speed pitch in for a called strike 0-1. Enter of the day hitting .328. Catcher out of the University of Arizona. Campbell getting his lead. Not a big one. Not going. Wells chops it slowly on the ground to second. Only play will be to first. And Olsen fires to DeSantelo, and that's the first out of the inning. Campbell moves up 90 feet on the fielder's choice. And now Riley King will step in. He's 0 for 2.
From the University of Georgia, Riley King.
King at third base today. Still looking for his first hit in this one. Noah Campbell waits on second base. Whitey looks to cut the deficit from 2. First pitch to King. It's an off-speed pitch that drops in at the top of the zone for a strike 0-1. Hyannis 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. Red Sox with 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. The 0-1 to King. Another breaking ball. This one drops wide, and it's 1-1. Crisp so far in this outing, definitely favoring the breaking ball. Has been using it a lot in any count. And to his credit, has been able to throw it for a strike. 1-1. Fastball grounded, and that'll get through the hole on the left side, and that's a base hit. Campbell had to wait to see if it would get fielded, so he only advances to third base, and it's runners on the corners now for Jack Wold. So Riley King gets his first knock of the evening, and now Jack Wold will step in a big-time opportunity. Runners on the corners and 1 out. Found himself up with 2 on here in the first inning, but grounded into a 1-6-3 double play, which ended the frame 4 YD and ended the threat with just the 1 run scored. First pitch to him. It's an off-speed pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. It's good speed on third base and Campbell, so you figure a fly ball to normal depth or deeper would score him. 1-0 to Wold. Is roped down the left field line, and that's a fair ball, and that's a base hit. Riley King on his horse. He'll make it all the way to third. He's got left fielder had trouble getting out of the corner. That's Halver. Here's the throw to the plate, and King is in easily. Halver couldn't dig it out of the corner out there in the bullpen area and left, and King came all the way around from first. It was an aggressive send from Scott Pickler, but a good one as King's in to score, and this game is tied on an RBI double from Jack Wold.
Well, as soon as you see Halver in left field bobble that baseball, you know there's a really good, the chances of King scoring skyrockets right there. So that's why Pick sends him, and it works perfectly. King not even having to slide. Going into home, Campbell, of course, scoring easily from his spot on the base paths. And how about that hit from Jack Wold, somehow keeping that fair down the left field line and tying this ball game up.
So now Brad Beasley steps in as he takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Wold's been starting to swing the bat better. We saw some of the power numbers disappear. Hadn't really been driving the ball, but in the last few games has been making some very solid contact. He now waits on second base, standing as the go-ahead run with Beasley looking to drive him in. Still only 1 down in the inning, and now Beasley down 0-2. Beasley drew a walk in his last plate appearance and was then caught stealing, trying to swipe third. Here's the 0-2. And that one's just a bit wide, and it's 1-2. The bounce back ability of this YD offense once again on display as they quickly tie this ball game up. The 1-2. High and tight to Beasley. He kept the hands back, and it's 2-2. Wold once again takes his lead off second base. His RBI double, the reason this game is tied once again. 2-2. Just a bit outside, and the count runs full to Beasley. Beasley manages to work the count from 0-2 to 3-2 here in this one. Still only one down here in the inning. And he will take the walk. So another good at-bat from Bad Beasley, working his second walk in as many innings. And now Jake Palmer, who continues to get on base, will step in with 2 on and still only 1 down.
Fielder from the University of California at
red
Irvine.
hot Jake Palmer.
Jake Palmer.
Another mound visit here for Hyannis. And the pitching coach Ray Korn. This YD offense has done a good job against Crisp here in the 5th inning. Just working at bats, finding ways to reach base. The 5 hitters that have come up, 4 have reached, 2 on walks, 2 on base hits. And a guy who's been red hot at reaching base, and Jake Palmer, 2 for 2 today, has reached in 7 straight plate appearances. Liking your chances here if you're YD to take the lead.
The quick mound visit is over. Crisp set to deliver once again as Palmer will step in.
Jake Palmer at the plate.
Wold is on second base. Beasley is on at first. Palmer with a pair of hits in this one. But he has been stranded both times. First pitch to Palmer. That's in there for a called strike, 0-1. Palmer continuing to play well, taking advantage of the opportunity that he's been given in these last couple games. 7 straight plate appearances, reaching base. Looking for more here in the 5th. YD's already pushed 2 across in the inning as time is called. And Jack Wold waits in scoring position. Good speed, and Beasley taking his lead off of first. Beasley on the back end, free to get a good jump. Is not being held on. The 0-1. Flared off to the left side, Hover crashing, but he won't get there, and it drops foul. Quickly 0-2 to Jake Palmer. The Anteater takes a practice swing, now steps back in. Oh, 0-2 will be looking to protect. Couple checks from Crisp on the mound, now delivers. And that one's skied into center field. It's pushing Teodosio back, but he'll make the catch approaching the wall, and the throw will come into second. Wold will advance on the sacrifice fly, and now it's runners on the corners and 2 down. Sac fly for Jake Palmer.
Well, Jake, not all the power in the world, just 3 home runs this spring at UC Irvine, but powers that one up enough to center field to get the job and move Wold from second to third. And give an RBI chance, looks like we're going to see Eric Tolman hit for the 2nd straight game. The freshman at ASU went yard yesterday.
Now batting for
and he's going to get another chance right here with 2 outs.
Eric Tolman.
So that is the end of the day for Cardenas, as Tolman now will step in, and you wonder if that means Austin Wells will don the catcher's gear in the next inning and Tolman will take his spot in left.
Tolman, a guy who played a little bit outfield this spring at ASU, and has said he's really enjoyed it. Out there in the outfield, he's got a really good arm. He touches 90 on the mound, so he can definitely handle it. But him hitting that home run last night, had a really good at-bat, got down to 2 strikes. He fouled off a few pitches, and then hit a no-doubt shot that hit the J on the top of the new Hyannis scoreboard. Like a moonshot of a home run. You could just hear the loud clang as it went off that new scoreboard, and now Chad Gassman out again. and it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher.
So Tolman will have to take his at-bat off a new arm as Nolan Chris tonight is done. We will be right back with all the information about the new Hyannis pitcher on the other side of this break. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. So the new pitcher will be Jonas Galero, Florida State Seminole now. The lefty to face Eric Tolman, so Hyannis gets the lefty-lefty matchup, but that was the matchup where Tolman hit his absolute moonshot last night. So here he is with runners on the corners. First pitch swinging and grounds one to short. Servideo, trouble getting out of his glove, and that ball is out of the glove of the first baseman, DeSantolo. Tolman is safe, Jack Wold scores, and the Red Sox take the lead 5-4.
Well, just good hustle by Eric Tolman. Trying to be aggressive on that first pitch, feeling good with that first swing. Just nubs it off the end of the bat towards the shortstop, Servideo. It looked like he made a pretty good throw. It just needed to be scooped out of the dirt by DeSantolo at first base, and he couldn't do it. So then we'll continue, and a run will score, and the Red Sox take the lead right back.
So now Dugas steps in. First pitch swinging, he skies one off to the right side, now to play, 0-1. That's why they tell you, hard 90s. Tolman hustling down the line, refusing to admit defeat on the lazy ground ball to short. Servideo had trouble getting it out, and then the throw short-hopped DeSantolo at first, and he was unable to pick it. So now runners at first and second now, with Dugas looking to add to it. Couple checks. Now delivers. That one's well outside, and it's 1-1 to Dugas.
And it looks like they're going to give an E6 there to Servideo. On, I don't know, the throw to me looked like it could have been picked down first base, but if it can't get picked down in the dirt and throw, the error is always going to go to the shortstop.
Just the second appearance for Scalaro, as that one is high and wide, 2-1.
And a better matchup here for Dugas. Now he's going to get the lefty-righty advantage here at the plate. So you can get that first big knock here as a Red Sox. So you have to get it going.
Scalaro went an inning and 2/3 in a loss to Orleans. Didn't give up a run, only one hit allowed. The 2-1 now to Dugas. So that one's skied foul. DeSantolo will give it a look, but it's out of play. Top of the order, and Wyatt Young waits on deck. Should Dugas be able to extend the inning here The count 2-2 and two down and 2 runners on. Scalaro comes set at the belly button. A check on Beasley at second, now delivers. That one inside. Good block there from Hackenberg behind the dish, and the count runs full. Both Beasley and Tolman will be off with the pitch. No one holding either of them on. Dugas now steps back in. Scalaro gets the sign. Now delivers. Roped down the third base line, but just foul as it came about 4 inches from skipping over the third base bag and being fair for 1, maybe 2 RBIs there.
And that would have really felt good for Dugas if he could have kept that one fair just out in front of that pitch. He's going to have to go back to work here. Payoff pitch incoming to him.
So about 6 inches away from at least a 1, maybe 2 RBI double. Now Dugas steps back in, still ahead in the count, 3-2. Beasley and Tolman will be off with the pitch again. There they go. As that one is downstairs at the shins, and the bases are going to be loaded for Wyatt Young.
The shortstop from Pepperdine University, number 7, Wyatt
And
Young.
walks continue to plague this pitching staff for Hyannis. Had 5 walks combined between Nolan Crisp and Tyler Madison. And now the first walk and the 6th of the game for this Hyannis pitching staff from Scalaro, with the hottest hitter wearing a Whitey uniform striding into that lefty batter's box right now.
So Wyatt Young now stands with an opportunity to suddenly blow this game open after Whitey found themselves down 2 entering this inning. A golden opportunity for the Cape League's leading hitter. First pitch on its way to Wyatt Young, out of the windup. It's a breaking ball in there for a called strike, 0-1. Tough situation for the Brandon, Florida native, Scalaro. Trying to get out of this inning, limiting the damage to the 3 runs and keeping Hyannis just down by 1. Big swing and a miss from Wyatt Young over the fastball, and it's 0-2.
We haven't seen Wyatt Young swing and miss a whole lot. He's been laying off the pitches out of the strike zone when they've been in them. He's been at least putting the bat on the ball. It's not always a barrel, but he's at least putting the bat on the ball. It's kind of rare to see him swing and a miss at a pitch like that.
Been a little while since we've seen Wyatt Young really drive the ball. Beasley bluffs a steal of home, and that one's fouled straight back towards us. And it's still 0-2. Wyatt Young, of course, hit the triple at BC High way back in the beginning of this season. That challenged the deepest part of the mock Fenway Park that they have down there. It was an absolute shot off the bat, one of the hardest hit balls I think we've seen hit this season for a Whitey hitter.
I agree 100%.
Still 0-2. Scalaro out of the windup once again. Delivers. Swing and a miss from Young. Everyone's coming home, but nothing really doing. Hackenberg will step on the plate for the force to end the strikeout, and that'll end the inning. The Red Sox score 3 and retake the lead at 5-4. We head to the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
behind the
Top of the 6th inning here at Red Wilson Field, and after a bit of a lackluster start to this ball game, the YD Bats come alive in the home half of the 5th, hanging a 3 spot.
Leading off.
And now Brandon Default is spotted with a 5-4 lead. Some defensive changes for YDs after Tolman came on to pinch hit. As we suspected, he moves to left. Austin Wells is now behind the plate, donning the catcher's gear.
Anthony Servideo.
And it's a first pitch strike to the leadoff man, Anthony Servideo. Servideo, a costly E6 that extended the inning and allowed Jack Wold to score, and it's 0-2. Default fresh off of the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game for a YD pitcher. Shadows starting to creep in across the field as the sun continues to set. The majority of the infield in shadows, save for second base, as the distinct lines of the various trees that line left field cast an interesting non-specific shadow, and all of the outfield still very much in the sun. Couple arms warming in the YD bullpen. As now the 1-2 to Servideo is a fastball blown by him for the first out of the inning on the swinging strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Default, and that's 5 straight set down. And that's the first out of the inning.
Just goes right after it, pounding the strike zone with a fastball. He gets a swing and miss, and we haven't seen it too much today, but, you know, 5 in a row retired. They're definitely the first time that's happened here in the Hyannis order. They've done a great job of working the counts of these YD arms, but Default is settling in.
First pitch now to Rowdy Jordan is fouled off to the left-hand side, and it's 0-1. Taylor Dollard, one of the best arms out of this YD bullpen, one of the arms warming right now. Can't tell who the other one is, as he's got a red shirt on over his jersey. 0-1 the count to Jordan. 0 for 2 on the day. Drew a walk in his first at bat, and it's 0-2. Brandon Default gets his sign. Now it's 1-2. Infield and outfield straight away, save for Jake Palmer out in right, shaded a little bit into right center. That one grounded towards Wold at first. He'll call off Default and take it to the bag himself. That's the second out of the inning. So 3 unassisted in the scorebook, and it's 2 up, 2 down as now Trevor Hover steps in. Drew a walk and scored in his last at bat. A quick 2 outs here, and now 6 straight retired by Default as he's settled in. And the first pitch to Hover is just outside, and it's 1-0. Default working out of the stretch, set at the letters. The righty kicks and deals the 1-0, and it's downstairs 2-0. You wonder, TJ, with Austin Wells taking over the duties behind the plate, if Scott Pickler has seen enough of the pass balls costing this team runs. 2-0s now, downstairs ball 3.
Yeah, a couple over the last couple of days, both against Hyannis. Noah Cardenas has allowed a couple to get past him. And, you know, Noah's proven he's a good defensive catcher this spring at UCLA. But, you know, a couple things to work on here and there is never the end of the world.
3-0 pitch, take sign was on, and it's a fastball down Main Street, and it's 3-1. Two down here in the inning. Default looking for a second consecutive 1-2-3 as he pumps in a looked like a 2-seam fastball, had some late life and caught the corner, and the count runs full. Default looking to battle back from the 3-0 count to go 1-2-3 once again here in the 6th. Payoff pitch. Downstairs and past the glove of Austin Wells, and he'll go and retrieve it. And it's a 2-out walk for Trevor Hoffer, his second in a row.
Just so patient at the plate is Hoffer. I mean, that pitch obviously not in the strike zone, but just the discipline to be able to lay off those pitches. It's an art. Not everyone masters it. A lot of people are aggressive. They want to get that hit with 2 strikes. But Hoffer willing to just leave that bat on his shoulder and take his base over at first.
So a 2-out base runner for the Harbor Hawks is Hunter Goodwin, who's done the bulk of the damage for this Harbor Hawk team. Now steps in. He's got a double and a home run in this one. As he's first pitch swinging and spoils it back and out of play. It's 0-1. Still just an absolutely gorgeous day here in South Yarmouth. Some of the humidity has gone away as the sun begins to set. Breeze blowing through the field. 0-1 offering. Chopped foul once again. And it's quickly 0-2. Default looking to work around the 2-out walk. Goodwin struck out in his first at-bat. Batting from the right side, now steps back in. 0-2 count. Edward Julian waits on deck. Big swing and a miss, and Default works around the walk. 2 strikeouts in the inning from Default. He keeps the score where it is. YD leads 5-4. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th inning here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
From the University of South Carolina.
Noah Campbell will step in to lead things off. Once again, leading off for the 2nd consecutive inning. Spun around, now batting from the right side. First pitch to him is a called strike on the outer half, and it's 0-1. Campbell drew a walk in his last at-bat, then came around to score. Started the 3-run inning for YD. Waved and missed at the off-speed pitch, and it's very quickly 0-2. Campbell batting from the right side is arguably his weaker side. Faces the 0-2 count, and that one's wide. Campbell, Wells, and King due up here as they were to start the 5th. The 1-2 pitch is downstairs, and Campbell has worked the count back even, 2-2. Two-two offering now. That one is high, and from 0-2, Campbell has worked the count back to 3-2. Seems like every other batter in this ball game, TJ, has worked a 3-2 count.
It's been a pretty good hitting clinic between these two teams today. I mean, good at-bats, not chasing too much, making the pitchers work, which they really have.
That one's fouled back into the screen, and it's still 3-2.
It's not just taking the balls. It's when you get a pitch in the strike zone, sometimes you just got to spoil it, as Campbell did right there. We've seen a lot of foul balls today, too.
4 runs on 8 hits, 1 costly error for Hyannis, 5 runs on 8 hits, no errors for YD. The 3-2 pitch is a fastball that paints the inside corner, and that'll be a looking strikeout there for Noah Campbell. First out of the inning.
And Noah probably thinking he's going to get an off-speed pitch right there. Thinking that pitch is going to dive back towards his foot. A breaking ball, but instead the fastball just stays true. Ends up being right down the middle and out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th.
So now Austin Wells steps in. Grounded out on a fielder's choice his last time up. Looks at the first pitch downstairs, 1-0. Wells has a single and an RBI in this one. As that one once again is low, and it's quickly 2-0. Hitters count for Austin Wells. Scalaro deals, and it's 3-0. Scalaro got out of a bases-loaded jam in the 6th to limit the damage to just the 3 runs. Could have been a lot worse with Wyatt Young up with the bases loaded. 3-0 offering to Wells, and that's upstairs, and it's a 4-pitch walk.
All right, after Scalaro is able to bounce back and get Campbell on a 3-2 pitch, he's nowhere near the strike zone against Austin Wells. And the way the Hyannis bats have been swinging today, you know, a 1-run deficit isn't the end of the world, but allowing a 4-pitch walk here in the middle of the lineup, set to come to the plate for YD, a chance for the Red Sox to extend that lead.
So now Riley King will step in, picked up a base hit in his last at-bat, and also came around to score. First pitch to him is fouled back to the screen. And it's 0-1. Jack Wold waits on deck. Oh and 1 now. The wind blowing out just a little bit to left as the flag begins to dance, as that one is chopped and it'll roll foul. Pick almost made the play down there in his coaching perch on the third base side. Just snuck under his hand.
Seen Pick make a few plays down there in the third base coaching box. Likes to play deep, though. A little bit past the third base coaching box, about, I'd say 10 or so feet behind the third base bag.
Caught a rough hop there. Probably should have charged that one. Played the better hop a couple bounces before, but you know, this is why we make adjustments. King smokes one, but it's right at Edward Julian at third base, and Wells is going to be doubled off to end the frame. Just an unfortunate atom ball there for Riley King. He squared it up, but it was right to the glove of Julian, and by that point, Austin Wells had committed to running to second base, and he was easily doubled off, and that'll end the inning. The score is still 5-4. We're through 6 full here at Red Wilson Field. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. Top of the 7th inning. 5-4 Red Sox here is now most of the field is an even shade as the sun has dipped well below the tree line. Brandon Default out once again. As Julian will lead things off after making the impressive catch on the absolutely smoked line drive off the bat of Bradley King and then doubling off Austin Wells. And he's ahead in the count 1-0. A quick 2-0 count from Default as he's missed both pitches wide. Hyannis did their scoring in bunches with 0 sandwiched around 1 in the 3rd and 3 in the 4th. It's the 2-0 pitch. It's a called strike on the outer half. It's 2-1. YD on the other hand, similar to last night's game, but not quite as prolific, spreading it out. A run in the 1st, a run in the 2nd, and then a 3-spot in the 5th. The 2-1 pitch now to Julian. Fouled back into the screen, and it's 2-2. Julian was on it.
Really not a bad number in the last 9 frames these two teams have played. The Red Sox, or pardon, the last 12 frames, the Red Sox have scored in 9 of them.
Julian steps back in. Had a quick conversation with himself after fouling one back, and it's 2-2. Here's the pitch. Julian just able to keep his hands back on the fastball down low, and the count runs full.
Yeah, he thought that one was going to touch the outside corner, but ends up keeping those hands back. Good decision by him as it's ball 3. He's got a chance here with the full count.
Payoff pitch. And that one dips low, and it's a walk. Free passes continue to be a problem for both sides in this one, as it's once again a leadoff runner on for Hyannis.
The first baseman from Florida Atlantic University, Jared DeSantolo.
And it looks like Pick has seen enough. It's looking like Adam Jeanette is going to be the one to come in. Pick waiting, and there's the sign. Short hook for Brandon Default here in the 7th inning as he allows the leadoff runner to reach. And Default will be coming in to dispatch him. Excuse me, Jeanette.
And child daycare and many different artificial.
We will be right back with all the information on the new arm for YD. The leadoff runner is reached. No outs here in the 7th inning. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Number 42.
So the new arm is Adam Jeanette out of Mercyhurst, Division II school. As he is on, looking to stem the tide after the leadoff walk. He is making his third appearance of the summer for YD. His ERA sits at an even 3. He's given up 1 earned run in 3 innings pitched. And he will be tasked and greeted by Jared DeSantolo. Couple hits on the day for him. And Edward Julian on first base with nobody down. Top of the 7th inning here, Andre Sims, TJ Mathewson with you. 5-4 the score. YD leads over the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Eight of the 10 teams in action today. Orleans is up on Chatham at Eldridge Park, 1-0. That one, it's still early in the top of the 3rd, and Harwich leading the Brewster Whitecaps by a score of 3-0 in the top of the 5th. And Falmouth and Cotuit just about to get underway. One and one the count. Jeanette fires and pumps in a fastball, and it's now 1-2. YD players and fans alike will be paying attention to that Orleans and Chatham game. YD and Chatham currently tied on record. The only difference is the head-to-head tiebreaker in which Chatham owns. 1-2. Spoiled foul. And DeSantolo will see another pitch.
Yeah, so not really away. Whitey moves into first place. It's if a Chatham win, the 2 tie, but of course with the head-to-head, 3-0 in favor of Chatham, and the East Division record, which Chatham is almost spotless in, I believe, is ahead of YD. And if Orleans wins, they're ahead of them anyway, so a point ahead. But it's looking to be a fantastic race in the East this year.
1-2. That one well wide. Austin Wells spears it behind the plate, and the count's even at 2-2.
You got 3 11-win teams in the East, and you got 0 in the West. That shows you that those top 3 in the West, at least so far here through about the first half of the season, have been pretty solid.
2-2. Just a bit outside. Wells tried to frame it to no avail, and the count's full. And the East definitely shaping up to be the deeper of the 2 divisions this season. Full count to the first batter. Adam Jeanette is facing Jared DeSantolo. Here's the payoff pitch. That one's grounded over to second. Dugas' only play is to first. He'll make the toss, and that's the first out of the inning. Julian advances to second on the play. And there's one down here in the 7th.
Yeah, not a chance for Dugas to go to second right there. Julian got a good jump off the bag at first. And all the momentum for Dugas as he's gliding over to his left is towards first base, so why not just make the easy play? Well, the tying run here for Hyannis moves into scoring position at second base.
Jackson Olsen now will step in, second baseman tonight, with a chance to tie this game up for his team. Here's the first pitch. Waved at and missed. He was ahead of the off-speed pitch, and it's 0-1.
This time you can get half price at the concession stand. Burgers, pizza, hot dogs.
0-1 the count. Jackson Olsen stands in the left-hander's batter's box. Here's the pitch. Once again, ahead of the off-speed. He's not recognizing it out of the hand, and it's quickly 0-2. Jeanette peers in, gets the sign from Austin Wells. Comes set, slightly closed, now delivers. Chopped at the plate, and that one caught the foot of Olsen. And it's still 0-2. Sun continues to set on this 4th of July. Center field and left field still very much in the sunlight, but the right field corner now a bit in the shadows. The entire infield in shadows as well. Jake Palmer standing in the right field gap, very illuminated. As that one's chop fouled once again off the bat of Olsen, and it's still 0-2.
4th of July on Cape Cod is really something special. This place gets so crowded. So many people want to come to the beach, see the not city-like atmosphere here. Very laid back, relaxed. Play some real golf, play some mini golf like we do. See some baseball as well. Really fantastic, and man, it's been a nice day.
It was hot today, it was muggy, but it was an absolutely picture-perfect day, the kind of day you want on 4th of July, the kind of day you want to hit the beach for. Hang out, watch the fireworks later this evening. Of course, multiple fireworks shows across the elbow of Massachusetts.
Yeah, it's going to be a picturesque sky here. And I say my 2 4th of Julys here on Cape Cod, I'm 2 for 2 on great days. Man, it's been something special.
0-2. Flared up through the right side, and that's a base hit. Palmer was shaded in right center field, and that will allow the runner Julian to score easily, and this game is tied once again, 5-5.
Yeah, shame there. Jake Palmer shaded deep and way over into right center field. So when Olsen pulls that ball down the right, near straightaway right field, he's got to come a long way to get that one. And that's where the leadoff walk comes back to bite you as the tying run, and Edward Julian can cross home plate without any effort. That ball so far away from Jake Palmer in right field.
So Rigsby Mosley will step in and pinch hit for Bryce Teodosio. Teodosio was 1 for 3 on the day. Runner on first, 1 down here in the inning. This game is tied once again. A back and forth contest here at Red Wilson.
Mosley.
And he takes the first pitch wide for a ball, 1-0. Jeanette comes set, now the 1-0. Waved at and miss. Mosley out in front of the off-speed pitch, and it's 1-1. Ground ball gets Jeanette and YD out of the inning with this game still remaining tied. That one's downstairs, 2-1.
Rigsby attends Troy University.
This is another one of those precarious situations, TJ, where you wonder about the resolve of this YD bullpen, and can they stem the tide? Can they keep the innings to just 1 run? Runner goes. The throw from Wells is a good one. The tag from Young is just a bit too late, and he's in there safely. It was a good throw from Austin Wells, but it forced Wyatt Young to catch it just a hair to the third base side of the bag, allowing Jackson Olsen to get in there safely.
And again, moves another runner into scoring position for the Harbor Hawks. And you mentioned that throw was good, not perfect though, because perfect throws go right to that first base side of that second base bag, and all the fielder's got to do is slap the tag straight down instead of bring it back.
2-2 the count after the foul ball. Outfield playing very deep, so you have to figure another shallow hit pop-up or lazy fly ball or even a ground ball through the hole will score Olsen from second base, as all 3 outfielders in no doubles defense. Two. Foul tipped, and that got a piece of Austin Wells behind the plate. Looked like it hit off his foot, and the count holds. Still 2-2. Jeanette looking for the elusive second out of this inning. 5-5 our score now after Hyannis plated the tying run, courtesy of the Olsen RBI single. Once again, a ton of room in straightaway right field. That one goes all the way to the backstop. Jeanette fires an errant fastball, and now the runner is on third, the go-ahead run.
That one just looks like it slips. Yeah, another mistake here from Jeanette. Yeah, it allows the runner to go up 30 or 60 more feet. And now any base hit into the outfield will easily score the base runner, Jackson Olsen.
So we've gone from YD being able to be out of it with the double play now to the lead, to the go-ahead run coming into scores. That one's roped down the line in right field, and that very well may be a triple for Rigsby Mosley. He's on his horse. Palmer just now gets to the ball. He'll be in easily standing up with a stand-up triple as the positioning twice in a row cost the Red Sox as Palmer had a mile to run for that to get it in the right field corner.
The catcher.
Well, again, a two-strike count for the Harbor Hawks, and again, they come through. And that ball was just roped down the right field line. You mentioned the positioning. Yeah, Jake Palmer twice shaded over in right center field, giving him absolutely no shot on any ball hit near the first base foul line to field it and make a play, and allows the extra base almost both times on the RBI single and on the triple right there.
So the infield will come in, looking to cut down the run at the plate as now Whitey once again finds themselves down. It was an errant throw from Julian, and it forced a short hop pick there from Austin Wells. He can't get it, then the run comes in to score, and it's now 7-5 Hyannis.
So a fielder's choice, not even a fielder's choice there. Jeanette came off the mound to field that and made a low throw to home plate that Wells couldn't hang on to. It pops out of his glove. And the runner in Mosley was able to just dodge around him then and touch home plate.
Mosley was out by 3 steps should Jeanette fire a good throw to Austin Wells, but it comes into the dirt between the slide and the pick. Wells unable to hold on, and that'll do it for Jeanette. So Jeanette comes in and struggles here in this inning as he has surrendered the lead, and he will get replaced. We'll get you all the information on the new arm. It's now 7-5 Hyannis. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network. And we are back here at Red Wilson Field as the stop job will be tasked to Legend Smith out of Oklahoma as he looks to stop the bleeding here, with YD already plating 3 for the second inning in this ball game as they now lead 7-5. Andre Sims, TJ Mathewson with you. Still only 1 down here in the inning, as it was a rough outing for Adam Jeanette as he surrenders the lead. And the first pitch is a slow looping breaking ball that stays inside. And it's 1-0. Adam Jeanette only records 1 out. As the second pitch from Smith is high and tight, and it's 2-0. Goes a third of an inning. 2 hits as of right now. 2 runs. He's responsible for the runner on first. And it's a called strike. And it's 2-1. Servideo at the plate. Getting his 5th at bat. And it's 2-2. So far, Julian, who led off the inning with the walk, has scored. After a fielder's choice, he advanced to second. Olsen doubled him in on a bloop to right field, and then Rigsby Mosley pinch hitting with an RBI triple. And that's a strikeout for Legend Smith, and that's the second out of the inning. Following the Mosley triple, Adam Hackenberg singled him in on an infield hit. Or looked like they actually scored that a throwing error for Dufault. Excuse me, Jeanette. As he spiked one to Austin Wells that allowed both Mosley to score and Hackenberg to reach. So now Rowdy Jordan, this time batting from the right side. First pitch to him. So looping breaking ball that stays high and wide, 1-0. 7-5 our score now. So Red Sox will once again have to put on their rally caps in this one after reclaiming the lead with a 3 spot. Rowdy Jordan with the big swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
Now, other thing to watch out for, we haven't had a problem with this yet here at Red Wilson, but sundown's about 25 minutes from now, and we're here in the top of the 7th inning part. I wonder if we can get 9.
Still plenty of sunlight in the sky as of right now as Jordan chases a ball, and it's 1-2. Sun hasn't quite set beyond DY High School here. Still just above the school buildings behind us. The 1-2. This time Jordan lays off, and it's 2-2. Hackenberg waits on first. The 2-2. Strike 3 on the inside corner, and that'll end the inning. So Smith does his job, comes in, strikes out the first 2 batters he faces to end the frame. YD has their work cut out for him. It's stretch time here at Red Wilson Field. Score 7-5 Hyannis. We'll be right back. You're listening to Red Sox Baseball on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Bottom of the 7th inning here from South Yarmouth. It's the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 7 and the Whitey Red Sox 5. TJ Mathewson and Andre Sims here with you from a beautiful 4th of July evening here on Cape Cod. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Red Sox order, starting with Jack Thomas Wold, the first baseman, who's 1 for 3 today. Waits the first pitch from Jonah Scalaro as he lifts that one down the left field side foul. Jonah Scalaro is ahead 0-1. Scalaro came in relief of Nolan Crisp, who coughed up the lead in the 5th inning, as the Red Sox put up 3 runs in the bottom half of the 5th frame. At the time, led 5-4, now trail 7-5. So the Harbor Hawks respond with 3 runs in the top half of the 7th. So 0-1 misses outside, and the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Red Sox looking to sweep if they can come back. The Harbor Hawks in this home and home. 1-1 to Wold on the outside edge. A curveball there from Scalaro, and the count's 1-2. Red Sox cruised to a 13-1 victory yesterday. Harbor Hawks not going down as quietly today. Scalaro winds, and the 1-2. Off speed, off the edge, and Wold has worked the count to 2-2. Jack still hasn't walked yet this year. Has struck out 9 times and not reached base on the free pass. He awaits the 2-2. Swing and a chopper foul up the first base side, and the count will stay even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's facing the Florida State product, Jonah Scalaro. The sophomore left-hander stands at 5'10", about 180 pounds. Native of Valrico, Florida. Here's the 2-2. Brushes Wold back as he takes a few steps out of the lefty box, and he's worked the count full 3-2. He's got a fastball that sits in the high 80s to low 90s, a curveball around in the low 70s, and a slider that touches 80. The lefty will wind, and a 3-2. Curveball misses high for ball 4. So Jack Wold will toss his bat aside, and he'll jot down to first base to lead off walk here in the 7th inning. So Wold walks for the first time this summer. And that'll bring up the center fielder, Brad Beasley. So Beasley today has walked twice. He was thrown out, stealing back in the 4th inning on a failed double steal by Whitey. So Scalaro now with the runner on first, works in the stretch. He'll look over at Wold at first, fire the first pitch to Beasley. Fastball dots the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-1. The Harbor Hawks shading Beasley back up the middle. Straight away in the outfield. 0-1. Swing and a fly ball. Drifting back center fielder. Teodosio is back at the track. He's at the wall. He leaps, and that one's out of here. Brad Beasley, first home run of the summer. A 2-run shot to straightaway center field here at Red Wilson, and we're all tied up at 7. No wind to speak of here at Red Wilson. Just pure power there from Brad Beasley as he touches them all over the center field fence and ties this game up at 7.
Now batting from the University
2 RBIs there for Beasley. This is 3rd and 4th home runs. 3rd and 4th RBIs of the summer, and his first home run. Now we're going to get a look at Andrew Eister, who will bat in the spot of Jake Palmer. Eister, who's been scuffling a little bit as of recent, will now get a pinch hitting opportunity. So Palmer ends his day 2 for 3. As Eister trots in, he's 2nd on the team in home runs and tied for 2nd in the league in home runs. Everyone looking up at Austin Wells. So he digs in. The lefty fires the first pitch. It'll miss outside, and the count is 1-0. Eister awaits the 1-0 on the way, misses outside, and the count's 2-1 on Eister. Eister, the South Carolina Gamecock. Double-digit home runs this spring awaits the 2-0. Swing and a foul out of play by Eister, and the count will go to 2-1. JUCO product, also played at Santa Fe College before heading to South Carolina for his sophomore season. 6'3", 205 pounds, batting right-handed. Awaits the 2-1. Swing and a miss, and the count will go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Eister was up at 400 for most of the season with his average, but has scuffled recently. Has no hits in 6 of his last 7 games. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Eister goes down on the breaking ball there from Scalaro. The first strikeout and first out here in the 7th inning. And that will bring up, it's not going to be Eric Tolman. Looks like it's going to be Tate Samuelson. So Samuelson will bat here in the 7th inning.
Samuelson.
So Tolman ends his day 0 for 1 reaching on the air. So Samuelson will bat. The Cal Poly product will bat right-handed against the lefty Scalaro. So Pick taking advantage of the lefty on the mound. We'll throw some right-handed bats out there. A .276 average for Samuelson this summer. He's doubled twice and homered once. Swings at the first pitch and cuts right through it. For strike 1, it's 0-1. He's driven in 4 runs, struck out 9 times, and walked once. All tied up at 7 now. Here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-1. Breaking ball bounces in the dirt. And the count will go to 1 ball and 1 strike on Samuelson. Sun setting even more here at Red Wilson as it sets to the west. 1-1. Breaking ball misses inside. The count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. Sunset set for 8:17 here in South Yarmouth. It's 14 minutes away. We'll see how much farther these teams are going to play once the sun hits the horizon. Samuelson waits the 2-1. Fastball, strike called, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. There is a possibility that these teams might not make it through the 8th inning. So if the Red Sox could snag the lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning, they'd pick up the extra point. 2-2, swing and a miss from Samuelson. He goes down on strikes, back-to-back strikeouts for Jonas Scalaro after giving up the 2-run home run. And now with 2 outs, that'll bring up the second baseman, Gavin Dugas, who's walked his last 2 times up. He's 0 for 1 today.
Don't forget, it's half price at the concession stand.
So Dugas, the LSU product, will dig in from the right-handed batter's box. The lefty Scalaro winds, and the first pitch. Fastball misses in off the plate, and the count will go to 1-0. How about now for Dugas' first home run? It would be big. Red Sox are able to take the lead here in the bottom of the 7th. 1-0. Healthy cut and a miss there from Dugas, and the count will even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dugas, freshman at LSU, the only player on the Red Sox roster born in the year 2000. 1-1, bounces in there, and the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike. He'll tap his bat on home plate. Pinwheeled a couple times. Defense playing straight up for Gavin. Scalaro winds out of the windup, the 2-1. Swing and a foul back just to the left of our camera, situated behind home plate. And the count will go to 2-2. Had one scary incident last year when Christian Koss, a shortstop of UC Irvine, now in the Rockies organization, fouled one back into our camera. Had to readjust it a little bit. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses inside. As in a check swing appeal down to first, and Sam Finn says Dugas didn't go around. The count will go full 3-2. If Gavin can reach, Wyatt Young's on deck. He's already got a pair of base hits today. Scalaro gets his sign. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing and a foul straight up over our heads and into the parking lot. And the count will stay full on Dugas at 3-2. Crowd has thinned out a little bit as people plan their later night festivities here on Cape Cod for 4th of July. Still a decent amount here, though, at Red Wilson. Here's the 3-2. Fastball stays upstairs, and that'll be ball 4. So Dugas will jog down to first, and with 2 outs, the top of the lineup is coming to the plate for YD in the form of Wyatt Young. Young, a pair of singles in his first 2 at-bats in the first and the second, then grounded into a fielder's choice and struck out swinging. Batting here in the 7th, all tied up here at 7 between YD and Hyannis. Harbor Hawks scuffling at 3-14-1 this season. The Red Sox fairly opposite at 11-6-1. Turning a throw to first by Scalaro. Back in plenty of time, it's Dugas. Gavin hasn't attempted a stolen base yet this summer. He's got that sliding mitt on his left hand. So he takes his lead off of first. Scalaro peering in. Left arm dangling by his side, now comes set. Young digs into the lefty box, and another turn and throw to first. Dugas again back in plenty of time. So we've already seen 2 throws over. Here with Dugas on at first base, he's the go-ahead run. Wyatt Young digs back in. Freshman out of Pepperdine. Leading hitter in the entire Cape League. Scalaro deals the first pitch, swing and a foul back by Young, and the count's 0-1. Wyatt played quite a bit his freshman year at Pepperdine. Appeared in 49 games. He hit .315. 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs in the spring. He's yet to go yard yet this summer. Be big if he got one here. Digs back in from the left side. Scalaro again, and he sets for a second and then steps off. The Florida native will come set. Right at the chest, and a quick step off and a throw over to first. They're keeping a keen eye over there at Dugas at first. He's not getting too big of a lead over there. As I mentioned, hasn't stolen a base yet. Scalaro peers in. He'll now come set again from the first base side of the rubber. Now he'll kick and fire the 0-1, swing and a rocket into right field for a base hit. Dugas will stop at second base, the third base hit of the game for Wyatt Young. So he keeps the line moving, and now the go-ahead run stands on second base for YD. And Noah Campbell striding to the plate.
Impressive dodgeball skills there from Dugas at first. Had to really navigate around that one, as had he taken pretty much one step, that probably would have caught him on the leg.
So here's Campbell. Switch hitter batting from the right side. As Andre was talking about, if that pitch hits, hits Dugas, complicated sentence right there, he's out and the inning's over for the Red Sox. But it continues here for Noah Campbell. The switch hitter awaits the first pitch from Scalaro. Here it comes. Breaking ball in the dirt. Blocked by Hackenberg behind the plate. And Campbell's ahead 1-0. The sun's setting and the sky's darkening here in South Yarmouth. Not sure how much longer this game can progress. No lights here at Red Wilson Field. A win here for the Red Sox on 4th of July would be huge. Put their 12th win of the season on the scoreboard. Scalaro sets at the belt. And the 1-0 on the way. Swing and a foul, first base side by Campbell. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Scalaro, one of the primary arms out of Florida State's bullpen this season, with the Seminoles making it to Omaha and legendary coaches Mike Martin's final season at the helm of the Seminoles. Led the team in appearances, was second in saves. Here's the 1-1. Misses a bit low to Campbell, and he's ahead 2-1. He was 5th on the team in strikeouts and in innings pitched as well. Go-to arms in a College World Series bullpen. Not too shabby. But the Valrico native has worked himself into trouble here with 2 outs. Here's the 2-1 to Campbell. Fastball high and outside, and the count will go to 3-1 on Noah. And he should get a pitch to hit here with the dangerous Austin Wells looming on deck. Noah will dig back into the righty box. 3 balls and a strike on him. Dugas takes his lead off of second. Wyatt Young takes his lead off of first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. Scalaro sets. Here's the 3-1. Swinging a rocket into left field for a base hit. Rounding third is Gavin Dugas. He'll score without a throw. Noah Campbell, a go-ahead RBI single here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Puts the Red Sox on top 8-7. This Red Sox lineup keeps churning here against the Hyannis bullpen as they've served up a 3 spot here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
This game makes no sense at this point. There have been all kinds of walks, all kinds of miscues, some unfortunate defensive positioning. It's been back and forth and back and forth. It's like neither bullpen wants to hold a lead. I just am running out of words. We've seen it a few times in this season, TJ, where Whitey seems to figure out a way to win games that realistically they don't deserve to win, and it feels like we could be on track for another one of those here today.
And let's just take a look back at bat by Gavin Dugas. He worked the count full, ends up drawing the 2-out walk, and then ends up scoring the go-ahead run. First pitch to Austin Wells misses down outside, and the count's 1-0 on Austin. But you have Scalaro give up the 2-run home run to Brant Beasley. Then he retires the next 2 batters, Andrew Eister and Tate Samuelson, on strikes. It looks like he's going to get out of the inning. No, then you have Gavin Dugas work his 3rd straight walk. And then you have a base hit by Wyatt Young and a base hit by Noah Campbell, and then all of a sudden, Red Sox are back on top. What a wild game here on the 4th of July. 1-0, breaking ball drops in there, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, one thing is for certain, the Red Sox have had no trouble scoring runs on this Hyannis pitching staff. After 13 yesterday, they're at 8 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Scalaro against sets, and the Seminole deals the 1-1. Swing and a line drive past the second baseman, Olsen, and into right field. Rounding third is Young. He'll come home to score. Throw gets cut off at second base by the shortstop, Savinio. An RBI single from Austin Wells extends his Cape League leading now 17th RBI of the season. And the Red Sox have now sent 9 batters to the plate here in the 7th inning and have plated 4 runs. It's 9-7 Red Sox. Riley King stepping to the plate. A conversation here between the umpires. Looks like the home plate umpire Jeff Menzel and the third base umpire Rick Emerson. And I hope it's not due to darkness. 1 out left here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We're going to see what they decide right here. The Whitey Bats have just bursted out here with 2 outs, and they're going to intentionally walk Riley King. Oh, looks like they're calling this ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So, due to darkness and the 4 spot here in the bottom of the 7th, the Red Sox are going to take home the win with a 4 spot in the bottom of the 7th inning and will win this game 9-7. A true Cape League special here at Red Wilson Field.
These 2 games seemingly have had everything in this home-and-home series. It was nothing if not eventful here. I mean, if you look at the scoreboard, scoring up and down, the 3 spot from Hyannis in the top half of this inning, outmatched by the 4 spots by these Whitey Bats here in the bottom of the 7th. In a weird, it's a weird kind of long-winded walk-off in a way for YD in this one as they take the crucial 2 points from the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Entering this inning trailing by a run. You get the leadoff walk from Jack Thomas Wold, and then Brant Beasley, a Red Wilson special, a homer just over the center field fence here in South Yarmouth. But hey, it gets the job done. You play to your surroundings. Whitey ties up the game at 7. Then back-to-back strikeouts. You get the back-to-back strikeouts following that with against Scalaro, and then you have a walk, a single, an RBI single again from Noah Campbell, and then an RBI single from Austin Wells. Although it looks like in this game, final score will not be 9-7. The final score of this game is going to be 5-4 in favor of YD, as the score will revert back to the way it was at the end of the 6th inning,
Yes.
with us not finishing the 7th inning. Nonetheless, the Red Sox will pick up the victory here at Red Wilson Field. A spectacular outing. We saw the bullpen was a little shaky today. The pitching staff in general really struggling. You were mentioning throughout the broadcast. I was mentioning it. A lot of walks, a lot of full counts, a lot of foul balls as well. Really slowed the game down and how we've gotten not even finishing 7 innings here.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly wasn't pretty. There's not a lot for Scott Pickler and this team to really be proud of in this game, save for the offensive resolve to come back from a couple.
The bounce back.
Yeah, the bounce back ability. I mean, we've talked about that a bunch from this team. The resolve to be able to find themselves down in a game and say, okay, we trust our bats, we trust our offense to come back and put up a crooked number and be able to ultimately come back and take the lead. And they did that twice in this one. Granted, the second time around isn't going to count, but to be able to match a 3 spot with a 3 spot of your own and then match a 3 spot with a 4 spot of your own speaks a lot about the offensive talent of this team, but this team has got to get the arms figured out. You can't have pitchers continue to have pitch counts that high, so many 3-ball counts, so many walks, hit by pitches. We've seen it all in these past couple days, to where a better team than this Hyannis team is going to capitalize that. An outing like this, we've seen it, isn't going to fly against a team like Chatham. Walking hitters like this isn't going to fly against a team like Orleans. So they got to be able to be a little bit more efficient. They've got to be better with 2 outs in an inning, and they've got to be better with 2 strikes, finishing at bats, finishing innings.
We've seen the Red Sox have good pitching outings this season. They've been really on and off, but today was one of those off nights. But credit to the YD offense. Every time Hyannis responded, they would respond and retake the lead. So the final score here from Red Wilson Field will be 5-4 in favor of the Red Sox. YD will improve to 12-6-1 on the season. Hyannis will fall to 3-15-1 here in the 2019 summer. So that'll do it for us here from Red Wilson Field. For Andre Sims, I'm TJ Mathewson. We want to wish you all a happy 4th of July. Be safe out there. So one last time from South Yarmouth, the Red Sox take down the Harbor Hawks 5-4. Happy 4th of July, everyone, from all of us here at the YD Red Sox.